did I see? What did I see when you sing it? What did I see when you swing it? That funny old tune will drive me to ruin. It came along and made me its slave. Now I'm craving things that I should crave. It came along and made me its slave. Now I'm craving things that I should crave.
We are having a crazy hype train. Hello everyone, welcome to another Tinfoil Tuesday stream. Chances are we're getting to level 5 today based on what's going on in chat. So I got a lot of stuff to go through, but just to preface what this stream is about, Call for an Uprising's been fucking with me, making fake Twitter and YouTube accounts posing as pre-transition me and making fun of me. So, we're gonna do a whole stream about Call. We're gonna do a whole Call stream. Wouldn't surprise me if he shows up and tries to troll, because that's what he does. But if he thinks he's ever going to deter me from pointing out that his conspiracies are absolute bullshit, it's not going to happen. So, that's what we're doing today. It's going to be a good time. Let's see where we're at on the hype train. Procagon with 50 bits says, roll call for a call for lols. Marusama, thanks for 20 months, says, 20 months, crazy, hope you're doing alright. Be good to yourself and pet those very good kitties for me. Will do. Let's see, PK the Lost, thanks for 17 months, says 1 month away from our second little one, and that's a good thing. Little Martha needs a playmate. Save Martha! Level 5 complete, we did it. Blackwing Hackney with 45 bits says, my ethics professor this semester has a Twitch channel, also my girlfriend said she loved me. Oh, that's very nice, I'm happy for you. Wow, we're at almost 300% level 5. Thanks, Call. This is the most interaction I've had with a hype train in a while. You ever wonder if Call wonders if all his decisions are bad because they always backfire? The bingo command isn't working? Yeah, the bot hasn't been working for some reason. I don't know why. I'll have to try and manually get the bingo link for you. Goddess of Anubis says, can't wait to see Call Malding. Jamie Lynn with 50 bits says, I finally got money and I got some bits. Hi, Hannah. I finally got to go back to my job after quarantine. Blackwing Hecate says, hype. Also background, Hannah, while I race to get my second computer going before raid. Piersquar, thanks for 18 months, says, our second stream baby. He can have my dead name. I'm not using it. Brian. Ugh. That's my dad's name, too. Okay. The stream baby's name can be Brian, but we are absolutely going to abuse this child. Nick Snort, thanks for 19 months. Wow, Robert Morley coming in, too. 469% of a hype train. This is the highest we've gotten in a really long time. Thank you, everyone. And we still have 2 minutes left. Everyone get on the historical hype train caused by Call being an idiot. Jamie Lynn 46, thanks for gifting a tier 1 sub. Unconditional Prong, thanks for 13 months, says unlucky 13 months at 824 Blu-ray 4K titles. Most recently picked up White Dog, Pump Up the Volume, and Rabid. Nice. I recently got some Blu-rays that I can't talk about. They're not porn. They're not porn. They're just not... Never mind. Never mind. Overthought says, bits for a call for an upwhining. Stone Corbell, thanks for 200 bits. Everything else is taken, yo, thanks for 5. Thanks for 5 tier 1 subs. Procgom, thanks for 5 tier 1 subs. I do want to do bingo, but I gotta get a manual bingo link because the bot isn't working for some reason. Wow, we might get to 600%. We're at 592. Nick says, all for and pricing. Bloodwine Tabletop RPG says, hello everyone, this is a call for fucking help. We got over 610%. Buka the Duca, thanks for 14 months. Quebeca Lynn, thanks for gifting 10 tier 1 subs to the community. Maps and Mimics, thanks for gifting 5 tier 1 subs. Meek says, call for ball busting. Rageology says, call, someone whose personal beliefs and theories of the world are less complex and well thought out than any lore of any pop culture franchise they flail and gnash their teeth at. Truly, my favorite role of tinfoil you cover. Go get him, Hannah. Procgom says, I know we aren't supposed to interact with the wildlife, but if Call shows up, is it wrong to gift him a sub? It's not wrong to gift anyone a sub, because it gives me money. 635%. You might want to just give someone else a sub, though, because they'll actually use it. Robert Morley says, your bitch sugar daddy will boost you. Give me a wowzers. Wowzers. 652%. That's awesome. Astrofox says, fuck Call. That's all. Here's the bingo link. Thank you, Planet of NB Fools, for getting that. Here's the bingo link if you want to play bingo. Bumble Homestead, thanks for 21 months, says, OMG, bit hype for Call, freak out. Procagom, thank you for gifting 5 tier 1 subs. Walking Trash says, ooh woo. Ashiboo says, I am part of stream history. Meek says, the name Brian reminds me of someone who poses as masculine, but can't quite hack it. Speedy Yoshi says, hey Hannah, got in a few Twitter arguments today. Wasn't really great for my mental health, so gonna try not to do that, but this guy was funny. Said that conservatives don't ever do any cancel culture in like 8 message responses, just linking it for whoever's interested. You don't have to look at it unless you want to. Robert Morley, thanks for converting to a tier 1. Gene the Scorn says, hope you're okay. F Call, he's gross. Bay Cop, thanks for gifting a sub. Jake of Aces, thanks for 100 bits. Jamie Lynn says, I broke with my boyfriend this morning. Sad, but I'm doing okay. Love your stream. Well, I'm glad you're doing well. I don't know the situation, but that's always hard. Dirtjur says, I'm very poor, but I want to be in on the train. Don't give me money if you're poor. If you can't afford to, you shouldn't give me money. I appreciate all the support. It keeps the show going, but, like, I don't want to take money from people who can't afford it. So Holiday, thanks for gifting a sub. Procagam says, fine, I'll gift 2 subs. Baycop, thank you for continuing a gift sub. Xenon Exemer, thanks for 16 months. Jody Girl, thanks for 13 months, says, I'm purposefully driving the long way home so I don't lose reception. I'm committed. Let's see. Queer Goblin last, thanks for 21 months. And that's it. Cool. Hype train. That was a crazy hype train, everyone. Much appreciated, of course. Alright, so as I was saying, Call is freaking out at me and Surus again. I don't know the specific reason as to why. I don't know specifically as to the reason why. That was the hydrate, by the way. But, oh, it's because I think one of his channels recently got another strike, and he's blaming me for some reason, and Surus. You know how it is. So he's freaking out. He made a fake Twitter account of my dead name. No hats off today. I gotta put the tinfoil on, actually. So he made a fake Twitter account of my dead name, which isn't even really my dead name. It's, it was my name for the internet, which isn't my real name. But he's using that, and he's doing a YouTube channel, and a Twitter account, and they're awful. So if you want to go report them, that'd be great. I don't mind so much the making fun of me. Like, I get that. I've been on the internet for 10 years. But he's not just targeting me. And that's where it crosses a line. So, we're going to do a whole stream of call today. That's what we're going to do. And we're going to see if there's anything ban-worthy in any of the videos we watch, because we're going to watch a decent number of them. Shall we? Yeah. Did he make a blank reloaded Twitter? He did. He indeed did. That's not what I want. This. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Glove. Just gotta put on the tinfoil. Sorry. I think I missed a bits message. Speedy Yoshi says, you take my bits even though I don't have a job and you like it. Anyways, if this Blu-ray isn't porn, is it anime or is it just something that was never supposed to be printed again? Like, I don't know, Song of the South. Not that specifically, but something along those lines. Tucker White says, since we last met, this country still has gotten its collective head up its ass long enough to make good faith fight against COVID. Furthermore, chuds are more worked up about an M&M character not being fuckable rather than Mars M&Ms using child labor in other countries. And we might be starting another forever war in Ukraine. How the fuck is anyone optimistic? I'm not. Also, that probably wouldn't be a forever war. That would probably be World War III. So. His comments seem to have exactly one heart, so you're betting he likes his own comments. Maybe. Wouldn't surprise me. There's that. Let me get the other one, and then we are good to go. Hello, Rin. How are you? Okay, let's do it. So as I said, Call is messing with me, making fake Twitter accounts and YouTube accounts and everything. So today's whole stream is going to be Call-centric. Because why not, you know? Who doesn't want to watch a bunch of insane conspiracy rambling out of one very unstable person for hours and hours at a time? So let's give it a shot, shall we? Here's his newest video. Came out 3 hours ago. Share this. If this doesn't wake people up, nothing will.
If you've ever had this feeling that something was terribly wrong with the world that we live in, but you couldn't figure out just what it was, then you've come to the right place. Secret societies, mystery religions, and the Illuminati have been controlling our reality.
Yeah, call for a ban evasion obviously gets ticked off immediately on the bingo card.
Since the beginning.
Tucker White says, also, you expect us to believe your real name wasn't actually insert former head of Venezuela to get around word blocker, you lizard person fuck. I know. I'm, devious.
Of time, but not anymore, because there is an awakening happening, and you are about to become a part of it. Wake up, because this is a call for an uprising.
This is a call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show. I have to say that I am not giving out medical information. I am not giving out medical disinformation. I'm just
Let's see how this goes.
showing you stuff going on around in people's cities and towns and what the mainstream is reporting on. That's all. I'm not giving advice one way or the other, okay? I just have to do that now. Apparently, even talking about the topic without giving any info, because when you get...
Call, I know you think you're being subtle, but you're never subtle about this. They can tell when you're doing medical misinformation because you're not sneaky. I know dumb people don't know how dumb they are, but, like, please try and be subtler if you don't want to get your channels banned. M. Wade 19, thanks for 11 months.
Strikes for talking about Saturday Night Live, yeah, and critiquing it, yeah, it's pretty pathetic.
I don't know why he even blames me. I didn't even watch the Saturday Night Live video. If he got a strike on that one, that wasn't me.
But I'm aware that they're afraid of my voice, but they should be afraid, and they should be more afraid in the future, because I'm just gonna start going after everybody I feel like going after. Every form of censorship and every flamer that's out there that continues to try to censor my content.
Well, there's the first thing we get to report today.
Afraid of my voice, but they should be afraid, and they should be more afraid in the future. But I'm aware that they're afraid.
Here is a link where he is threatening people and calling them, quote, flamers, probably referring to myself. So go ahead and, if you'd like, report that. Oop, not the transcript, sorry. Report harassment or bullying, violent or repulsive, physical attack. No, that's not it. Saying he is going to come after me and calling me a flamer because I'm LGBT. Report! Wow, we got our first report in the first minute of his video. Little after, minute 7 seconds. Much sooner if you take out his intro, so that's impressive. Nick says, I know it's only Tuesday, but drinking game for how many reportable things? Oh boy, I think you'd die. I think you'd die. Screaming at the radio with 9 months says, is that a baby? I think it is. A call for a sub-baby name. Alright, this sub-baby's name is, Anthony Fauci. He calls you a flamer because you're so hot, obviously. I know. Tucker White says, what the hell is a flamer? It's a derogatory term for LGBT individuals. Blackwing Hecate says, I'm correct in the belief that you didn't use your real name on the internet to avoid confusion with your co-host? Correct. Bitter Old Ass Broad says, hey everyone, just saw a clip of David Pakman about how Biden inadvertently called a Fox reporter dumb son of a bitch during the last press conference. Brock Gom says, wait, it's an LGBT slur? I thought it was a word for people who mass flag and cause problems.
Of my voice. But they should be afraid, and they should be more afraid in the future, because I'm just going to start going after everybody I feel like going after. Every form of censorship and every flamer that's out there that continues to try to censor my content, you can expect to be like a penny on the train tracks, okay? Because you're going to get flat.
Can you explain what a penny and train tracks are? Call, it's not 1946 anymore. Rosalind Faye, thanks for 4 months.
So, that being said, this isn't medical info at all. I want to cover this video.
You know, saying that and then implying medical misinformation doesn't undo the medical misinformation, right? I'm just checking.
Clip uploaded from a channel. The same channel I covered a couple weeks ago, who found the Pfizer building with all the Egyptian crap inside of it. The channel really has an interesting way of...
Which we covered, by the way. The Pfizer building in New York has a mural on the wall that's depicting various influential figures or mythological figures with ties to medicine in the past. So they had an Eye of Horus and Horus at the far left, which is where the ancient Egyptian thing is coming from. And then it goes on to show, like, some sort of Eastern healer, and then more modern, like, scientific medicine influential people. And Call misinterprets this and doesn't understand it because, again... He doesn't really know anything. He's just conspiratorial-minded and is constantly looking for symbols and evil and Freemasons and all sorts of crazy stuff.
Uploading and showing this content, it's really pretty incredible the way he does it, because he doesn't even have to really talk much. He just shows you the hypocrisy and the lunacy of the world that we're living in.
He looks at corporate art and doesn't understand it.
The channel is called Lincoln Kareem or Lincoln...
Yeah, that can be spurious symbology on the bingo card.
It is linked below for those of you if you want to check it out. I have the original video linked below. And what he does is, it's very interesting, and it's just a total huh, because
Cole says huh on the bingo card.
he goes around in his city to places where they're doing testing, right? And at these places, he asks them, and he picks up masks off the streets, and he asks them, where should he dispose of these? Because if they're so, you know, if everything is what they say, and it's so dangerous and so deadly out there, well, shouldn't we be putting these in like biohazard waste garbage?
Cole, yeah, you probably shouldn't touch masks other people have discarded just because that's gross, for the same reason you shouldn't touch other people's trash in general. But the purpose of masks is to, like, prevent you from spreading things through particulates in the air. Like, your breath isn't toxic, it just has the chance of shooting particulates because COVID, the way it travels through the air, is on tiny, like, droplets of spit that you are constantly doing when you talk. If the mask has just been sitting on the ground for a while, it's probably fine. But again, I don't think you should touch it. Blackwing Hecate says, oh, I thought he was mistaking Art Deco styling, which is very Egyptian and adjacent for Illuminati BS. This is even dumber. Robert Morley, thanks for gifting 4 Tier 1 subs.
Garbage cans, and then on top of that, where do they get taken and what happens to them from there?
I would imagine they go to the dump like all other trash.
Right? Because what if somebody's wearing one who already has this so-called infection? Right?
That would kind of be the point. It would stop them from spreading it. But again, COVID doesn't last on surfaces very long. The issue is when it spreads, if you're close to someone in close proximity, closer than 6 feet, for instance, and you're having a constant conversation with them or talking in their vicinity. It's not so much about getting your particulates on surfaces, though if you immediately sneezed on a surface and had COVID and they touched it and touched their face, yeah, there's the possibility of transmission. But to my understanding, it doesn't last on surfaces very long. The big issue is spreading it via air, through the particulates, onto people's faces, onto people's hands, hands touching their faces, getting into their orifices and all that stuff.
Right? And then they just leave their mask and put it in a trash can, and the city would...
It's like saying used tissue should be put in biohazard bins. Yeah, good, good. Also, don't pick up people's tissues either. Not great.
That's spread it. You see, questions don't get asked. All people do is just listen to what they're told. So take a look as he goes to these testing places around the city. Look at some of the responses. You gotta wonder where they're hiring some of these people from. Throw it in the trash, bro. Some of these people are just oblivious. And then one person...
Hydrate. Will do. Add homonym on the bingo card for derogatory slang. Sure. Hello, FBI. Is this a threat? Sure. That's not how science works. Sure.
It does have a bio waste hazard bin with no lid on it, so it might as well just be its own garbage can. And they don't even know where it gets dumped for the most part. So take a look at this video.
Why are you picking that up? That's so weird. Oh god, did he like put it up to his mouth and sniff it? What the fuck? Oh god. That's so gross. Someone's been fucking spitting into that all day. Why? Nick says, call us Samir Bhavani confirmed.
Do you guys have a biohazard bin to throw these? I don't want to throw it in the regular trash.
That's not really how that works. And the fact that you think this is a gotcha, to everyone with a triple-digit IQ, this makes you look like the dumbest person. Bumble Homestead says, so do these people just not believe in germ theory at all? I don't know what Call's deal is in terms of germ theory. I really don't.
Do you have a bin for biohazard stuff?
No.
No? You just throw it in the ordinary trash? I don't want to put it in the regular trash. So you guys don't have a way of disposing the masks?
We do, but we can't give this. We're not allowed to give this to you.
Oh, okay. But you do have a place to throw them away, right?
Yeah, but we can't give this to you.
Throw them in the trash. You already put them in a bag, you fucking weirdo. Masks aren't something you should pick up and fucking sniff, and honestly, I wouldn't touch them with my bare hands either, but they're not a biohazard like they're blood, you fucking weirdo. Like, does he think they're emanating COVID? How does he think viruses work? Like, viruses don't move around on their own in the environment. Like, that's not how they work. They need to be transmitted via, like, touching or projecting in the air through spit or whatever. It's not crawling off of the mask. Is it wrong that I'm more offended by how small that bike lane was? In fairness, I grew up in a very small town, so the fact that there are bike lanes at all is impressive to me. Cupcake Chaos, thanks for 21 months. Can you redeem your gift sub and give it to, Was Once Me? Yeah, where's Was Once Me? Okay. Gift sub. Let me do this gift sub real quick and redeem, and then I gotta change the bingo thing. There you go. Pixels falling with a link.
What? You gonna wash your hands? No, 'cause I'm evil.
Overthought says snipe. And nope. Was Once Me got it before you did because of the gift sub. Very close though. Let me change the bingo list real quick. Yeah, we have That's Not How Science Works. Speedy Yoshi. Alright, you are off my list. Unless you win again.
Alright, thank you.
Oh, Lily Love Stuff with 45 bits says, sell your used tissues. I sell tissues and videos of myself sneezing and blowing my nose to people who finally my terrible sinuses are able to put to good use. Blackwing Hecate says, I have no idea who this is. Bitter Old Ass Broad, thanks for 13 months, says, 13 months, I'm a horrible stream baby parent. I don't even remember our first baby's name. I don't either. I've had a lot of stream babies. What does germ theory refer to, and do we have that? Germ theory refers to people who will use, kind of similar to how flat earthers will say gravitational theory, or creationists who will say evolutionary theory, but not in the actual scientific sense. They say it in the way that, like, oh, there's the word theory in it, so that means it's not true. So there are people who don't believe germ theory is real. There are people who don't think that diseases are caused by germs, or at least, you know, some diseases are caused by germs. So that's if someone explicitly says that, which we have not gotten yet. Dregory Term says, did you see this tweet thread? It's a chud, not tinfoil, but it's quite funny. No, I didn't. It was about the son of Jarell thing. I'll save it for another time. Magic Mike, thanks for gifting us up.
Do you guys have a special bin to...
No?
You should click on the link.
Let's see. Oh, it's a whole PolitiFact thing, which I'm sure Call loves being fact-checked, especially by mainstream sources. Tucker White says, Hannah, are you implying that our glorious flat Earth isn't actually flat? I know, controversial. The coronavirus can't be so dangerous because there are no biohazard bins for COVID-19 masks and gloves. False. Why masks for COVID-19 don't need to go in biohazard bins? The coronavirus spreads almost exclusively through respiratory droplets carried through the air. It does not live or spread on surfaces. So masks and gloves used by the general public to protect against COVID-19 infection aren't considered medical waste that require special handling. Medical waste containers, or biohazard bins, are used by healthcare facilities for items contaminated with hazardous infections materials such as blood or other internal body fluids. Personal protective equipment used by the general public doesn't need to be disposed of like medical waste. Masks to prevent the spread of COVID-19 can be thrown away in the trash because the coronavirus doesn't survive easily on surfaces. Wow, it's the thing I intuited. Call is really stupid.
Like, so, for example, we have biohazard bins all over my lab because
you know, we work with mice, and they can possibly carry, like, hazardous things that we can be infected with, and I'm not even on screen. And so you have to specially dispose of those. You have to, like, autoclave them and make sure that everything's sterile before you actually throw it away. Yes, this is Baja blasting. And so, like, things that are potentially infectious, like bodily fluids, like if you have a nosebleed in lab, if you have any tissues, those would go in biohazard. Even though, you know, normally if I wasn't in lab, you would just put it in the regular trash. But because it's potentially infectious material, while you're in the lab, you have to put it in biohazard. But masks wouldn't go in there because they don't have, like, potentially hazardous bodily fluids. They don't have the things that the virus or the infection lives in.
Call. I need you to understand something. Baja? Me. You. I'm touching the floor.
Throw masks out.
I love you.
No, we don't. No special.
I don't want to throw it in the regular garbage, you know what I mean?
Why not?
Well, I tricked you.
It should.
I didn't go low enough. I can't reach the bottom floor from here. There's a basement, but, you know.
You should put it in a recycle bin, if anything.
No,
right?
but
Like
it's like biohazards, man.
It's not. Again, it's not.
Yeah.
Do you throw your mask in the regular bin?
I do.
Okay.
I'm going to skip to the end of this because I think we made our point that Call is dumb. Let's get to the part where Call actually... I was putting that by the window because it's been on the desk, so it hasn't been getting sun, so they're, like, wilty.
It's okay. They came from the grocery store. They're gonna wilt. Look at...
And again, that's from...
Thank you, man.
And again, that's from the channel Lincoln Karam.
I like that Call spends a whole 11-minute video just illustrating how little research he does and how little thought he puts into anything he posts. Why aren't they in a biohazard bin? Because they don't need to be. Why are you talking about this subject when you clearly don't know anything about it?
Or Lincoln Kareem, again, I apologize if I'm mispronouncing. And he, look, this is just, I mean, the idiocracy of it all is unbelievable, right? It's so dangerous, it's so scary, you can't go near one another, you can't be around one another.
Yes, you can. Don't get me wrong. If you're around strangers, you should keep a distance, and it's good to wear masks. But, like, Baja and I literally got together in 2020 during COVID. Before COVID, and then, you know, we lived together for, like, 7 months during COVID when she was doing remote work.
Today is the 2-year anniversary of us starting to talk.
Today's the 2-year anniversary of us talking?
Yeah.
Oh, that's sweet.
And then the 6th is our 2-year anniversary of our relationship.
Okay. So, Call, you don't know what you're talking about. It might help if you had actual people who wanted to spend time with you. You might get a better grasp on, you know, how you're able to see them. Blackwing Hecate says, I met my girlfriend during COVID. Yeah.
But, you know, wearing this thing over your face the whole day where you're breathing and spitting into it, right, from just, you know, talking, and then just chuck it, right? Just chuck it.
Into the trash? Yes. You shouldn't litter, though. Nick says, oh shit, yeah, the 2-year anniversary of you and Baja talking is gonna trigger Call even more. Love it. Meek says, uh-oh, Hannah, you forgot. No, I know the 6th is our anniversary. I didn't know today was the first day we talked, though.
People are chucking them in the streets. You saw them picking them up off the road. People are chucking them in open city garbage cans. People are chucking them in there.
Which, again, Call, if you did 5 seconds of research, you would know is fine. It's fine. It's kind of gross to touch them, just like it'd be gross to touch someone else's tissues. But the virus can't exist on surfaces for very long. So by the time anyone comes in contact with it, which they shouldn't anyway, because usually trash cans have trash bags in them to prevent you from touching the trash. Or they're, like, done by machine anyway, in some places. Yeah, it's not really an issue. You're illustrating your ignorance, and that's about all you're doing in this video.
Their trash cans in their home, and where does it go? Wouldn't it be spreading? What if they light them on fire? Would that spread through the air too?
No. Heat kills disease, generally.
Right? There's just no question.
Does Call not understand how anything works?
Questions answered. You would think that these things would have to go in a disposable waste
Like, Call, one of the reasons we have certain minimum temperatures for cooking foods like ham or chicken or beef is because it kills bacteria and stuff, and bacteria is different than viruses, but I'm just making a point here. It can kill microorganisms and stuff like that. That's why we have minimum cooking temperatures. How little does he know about the world that he doesn't understand this intuitively, just like as a general knowledge thing?
Biohazard type thing, like right out of Resident Evil or something like that, where nobody could come near it, nobody should be allowed around it, yet they're just tossed all over the place, and you don't hear the mainstream media or anyone talk about it at all, because they don't cover all their tracks. You can't look at it and say, well, that's because they haven't thought about that yet. Oh, no? But you have citizens thinking about things like that. You have people who you're hiring to do the testing sitting there just going, yeah, just chuck it in the garbage can. That's what I do, bro.
Yeah, because it's fine and no one's gonna touch it, you weirdo. Most people don't go around touching garbage.
Bro, oh yeah? Are these medical experts?
He probably thinks Ratch magically spawns out of trash. Yeah, spontaneous generation. Let's bring that back. I'm tired of flat earth videos. We need more spontaneous generation videos.
It's the ones doing the testing. Where are they finding these people? At the unemployment line, of course. Where are they finding them? Are they finding...
What do you do for a living, Call? Just checking.
Are these V2?
The bingo command is broken right now for some reason. Can someone give a bingo link to, Ace of Infinite Spades?
Are they finding them playing video games online? The same type of brain, the same type of people who had the same lobotomies for the most part. I mean, you can't make up how stupid all this is, and you can't make up the fact that even the people who are working to do the testing and showing up, and these sites are all over cities around America, they don't even have answers to the most basic questions. Where do we throw these up? Chuck them.
Being able and trained to do the tests and administer them doesn't inherently mean you're a medical professional. Like, for instance, when I went to Walgreens to do a test a while back, they literally, because we were going through the drive-thru because they want as little contact as possible, they literally just explained how to do it. It comes in a little tube. The tube has some kind of thing in it. It has a thing. You stick it up your nose, you twist the thing, you put it in the thing, they seal it, it's got your name on it, and it gets mailed to the company that does the actual testing. Like, as long as you know how to administer it, you don't need to be a medical expert in order to do it.
I don't know. Chuck them, throw them, leave them in the street, flush them in the toilet. I mean, wouldn't it spread? Wouldn't that cause more spreading? Wouldn't they want?
No, it wouldn't, because the virus doesn't live on surfaces.
Wouldn't you think that this would be the most toxic thing out there, right? The most contaminated thing would actually...
He goes on for like 3 more minutes with a basic misunderstanding about a virus that we've been dealing with for years.
Be that, because you don't know how many people are wearing...
Yeah, your wife did an at-home COVID test an hour ago. Yeah. Which is a different kind. That's the rapid test, which is different, but still.
Who have it, supposedly, right? So people could be wearing it, not even knowing that they're positive, and then just be throwing them in the streets. So wouldn't that cause spreading? Right? We have to...
No, and I know it's repetitive, but every time he does this, I'm gonna stop and say no, because I think it bears pointing out just how often he says incorrect information. No, Call, it wouldn't. The virus can't live on surfaces. Masks are a surface, which is why it's good to wear masks, because then the virus gets caught in there, instead of continuing on past where that would be if you were wearing it into someone else's zone where they can breathe it the fuck in.
Should we just social distance?
Nick says, bears, 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 bears. Strumbly for Wi-Fi says, literally every mask ever.
That is not my future. I'm not going to be buried in a grave. When I'm dead, just throw me in the trash.
From the mask laying in the road? Should we, I mean, are there answers for any common logic questions anymore?
Yes. Did you actually look for any of them? Or do you just get angry and immediately hit record on your camera like a reactionary idiot? Brockagom says, I appear to have somehow avoided catching COVID at the Ren Fair in Florida. I feel like Neo dodging all the COVID bullets.
Anymore. Clearly there are not. So I have to be careful what I say, of course, because...
You're not being that careful. You're just being dumb in this video. I don't even think this in particular is report-worthy. The threats earlier were, which is why I reported those, but this is just you being dumb. Lily Lovestuff says, oh, I don't know if I shared this with you all yet, but my anti-vaxxer nurse mom caught COVID. Now being a nurse, she was forced to get her vaccine, and she had Omicron, so luckily it was mild for her, but she's still telling my sisters that the vaccines make people sick. No offense, but your mom's dumb.
I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings by making too much sense, because, you know, in today's world, that's a crime, and honestly, if you see stuff like this, and you see how ridiculous it all is, it should trigger and wake people up. I don't know how anyone watching this could be asleep, but now, you know, I am aware of how stupid some people really, really are. And we know those types of people. They're the same type of people who want to have their Johnsons cut off, and they want to grow...
He's very obsessed with me and other trans people. It's interesting. You think it's an ego thing because I constantly watch his videos and point out where he's wrong? Is that inflaming his passion for hating trans people? Is he upset? I don't know. Kinda seems like it.
Tacos on their bodies, okay? I mean, total insane...
I want a body taco. It'd be delicious.
People buy into what's going on, and totally insane people don't ask questions about what's going on. And this is the type of response you get from totally insane people. Throw it in a trash...
Yeah, transphobia on the bingo.
Trash can. Bro, don't worry about it. That's what I do. Oh, okay. But if this is really going on, you'd think that these would be the germiest things that you could possibly find. Germier than a dirty pair of underwear. Dirtier than a bar of soap that's being... I mean, it's literally sitting on your mask, and since we're wearing these things, because it's spreading that way...
It's spreading through air. It's spreading through particulates in the air, which the mask stops. But once they're on the mask, they're on a surface, they're no longer in your respiratory system, and the virus dies over time. It's fine. Blackwing Hecate says, I mean, there was this guy who amputated his foot and made tacos out of it. I heard about that. That sounds gross. Thanks, Professor QAC.
You'd think that these things would be corroded in them, right? But watch this is my backup channel, but watch a few days from now, stories come out about where you should dispose of these. I wouldn't be shocked. ABC, NBC, right? Or today on the show, our medical experts are going to tell you how to dispose of these properly. Or cities are putting biohazard...
KR Goss says, my husband said Call is mad because you get more pussy than him. I mean, that's not inaccurate, but I think he's more just mad because someone he considers lesser than him, me being trans, he considers me much lesser than him, is consistently calling him out for incorrect information that he's spreading and making fun of him. And I think that's what gets him the most, is that someone that he deems to be lesser than himself doesn't take him seriously and mocks him. I think that gets to him, and I think it hurts his ego, like, a lot. Decker White says, I consider linking the scene from Sideways, but that's too good for Call. Hydrate.
Hazard baskets on the streets. Please make sure you wear gloves when disposing of it, right? I mean, that's another thing. These people wear these things. They take them off with their bare hands, right? Wouldn't that be spread? I mean, are any people thinking?
Take them off with your bare... Is he concerned that you're going to spread stuff from your own body into your own body? What does he mean? Oh no, I touched my own mask, so all the things that were already in my own body are now in my hands, and I might put them in my body.
Clearly, they are not. So thank you to the channel Link and Cream, I have his channel posted below. Hopefully he's okay with me sharing it. I'm giving him a shout out. But I mean, it's all around us.
You are supposed to wash your hands or use hand sanitizer or both when doing anything. You're not really supposed to touch it or do stuff when you are wearing one.
And the signs and the symbols are all around us. And people refuse to see it. They just want to live in blindness. They're in spiritual blindness and they're in literal blindness. It's almost like their brains have been sucked out of their bodies, like, I don't know, Invasion of the Body Snatchers or something like that. Oh, right, that's probably what's going to end up happening with the black goo. But anyway.
Cole, I'm genuinely concerned Cole's going to go on a shooting rampage, and in his head the justification will be he's going to, in his head, think that people have turned into zombies, but really he's just paranoid and crazy, and he's just going to go shoot a bunch of innocent people, and then himself or something, and he's going to be like, ha ha ha, I did the good thing, ha! It's going to be nuts. Lily Love Stuff says, I would ask if Call thinks you should wear gloves to wipe your own ass, but I feel like his cheeks are glued together.
Interesting, isn't it?
That's how he keeps the stick up there.
Unbelievable, folks. Reminder, check out the website at callforanuprising.com. It's $2.99 a month. Great information being shared over there. Hope to see everyone over there. I've uploaded a bunch of videos this week that you definitely want to check out that I kept.
Narnania Owl says, black goo. No, that's something I've not heard of in a while. Tucker White says, God, I can't wait till COVID's a thing of the past. I'm ready to start my new business idea of going to retirement homes and breathing on old people. Blackwing Hecate says, what was that about black goo? Did he misread people's concerns about nanotech? Yeah, basically.
Cannot upload over here, as well as videos that have been given strikes or deleted. So I recommend at some point in time everybody sub to the website if they can. I want to thank all of you for being here.
Call Sites Media from 20 years ago, Invasion of the Body Snatchers is from the 50s. In fairness, there were remakes later, but yeah, sure, I'll count that.
Should be able to upload on my other channel tomorrow or the next day, so keep an eye out for that. If you're not subbed to the other channel, I definitely would sub to it now, because that's my other main channel. And in the event this video gets a strike, which it probably will, you know where to find me, hopefully, by all the links that I've left up. So thanks again for being here, everybody. Hope you're doing well. God bless you and your families.
Well, there we go. That is Russian Vids 1.
This
is the Russian Vids from YouTube. I love your insane content. Towing24 says, Peter will go first when New York AG actually charges Trump. You have more confidence than me that any sort of justice exists in the United States. Russian Vids, if that's genuinely you, you know that They Live isn't about like what you think it's about, right? They Live is about capitalism being bad, just so you know. You might want to actually listen to John Carpenter on that one. Speedy Yoshi says, Cole's so salty, too bad he's probably white so he can't season anything with it. Nice. God Anubis says, is it okay to post my GoFundMe? Go for it. Brachiology says, Call is so unable to grasp the basics of the world that I genuinely think he could never function outside of the coddle bubble he was born and raised in, which hilarious considering he obviously thinks of himself in traditional machismo terms, i.e. powerful and capable. Do we need to put up the John Carpenter quote again? Go for it. Oh, what else? What else? This is a Call stream. Which Call channel? How about this one? I'm not going to make you watch the... I'm not going to make you watch the intro every time you watch one of these, because today's a whole Call stream, so we'll just skip to the end of the intro. You're not the Russian Vids from YouTube, you're just another channel, Russian Vids Football? Okay. I'm sorry for assuming.
This is a call for an...
Do I know who Call is behind the camera? No idea. Probably a crazy person.
Uprising, welcome to today's show. Always risky to talk about anything potion related, but this is a combo of that and digital identity and even celebrities, letting you know to be prepared for the digital identity. And before I get deep into that, I just want you to know, I said this yesterday, I have a video up on my other channel. I'm putting videos over there. If you haven't seen them already, you need to see them. Some are videos that were blocked and removed from the channel that got deleted. Some will be new.
What a shame, Call. What if Call is actually Peter with a voice changer? No, Call's more articulate than Peter. And no, we did not get a bingo yet.
New videos as well on the Fire Rises channel about this really cool compound called graphene, and I'm giving science lessons about, you know, battery life and things like that. Yeah, in other words, you need to check it out. It's linked below. It's pinned in the description box and pinned in the comments, I should say. Click it. At least subscribe to the channel, but definitely watch the video. Even if
Does Call worship Trump? No, Call is a nonpartisan conspiracy nutter. He thinks all politics is a show, and that Trump and Biden don't really dislike each other. Republicans and Democrats don't really dislike each other. They're all puppets of the cabal, which is funny because in a sense there's a semblance of truth in there in that our political system is controlled by moneyed interest, but that's not really what they think. They think it's like Illuminati, Freemason, cabal, anti-Semitic stuff. Speedy Yoshi says, if we're ever uploaded into the Matrix and look like the Sims from Sims 4, please no, don't make me go.
If you've seen it, it's worth watching again, so you have an understanding of what's going on. And again, another strike here. I won't be able to upload. I'll have to upload over there. So please make sure you subscribe to it. Now, the digital, what do we want to call it? Some call it the password, the digital ID, right? I'm going to show you a clip, which just shows you how all of this is set up around what's going on now with the outbreak. The outbreak, the purpose of it is to gain control, to bring in stuff like this because they want to, you know, they tell people it's for the best.
What's Call gonna do in like 5 years when all this is like decently in the rearview mirror and nothing of substance has really changed? Is he gonna reflect it all on the fact that he was entirely wrong, or? Probably not. Empty the Tank says, love you, Hannah, but I can't do a whole stream of Call. Have some bits and have a good night. Hope you have a good night too. Thanks for the bits. Tucker White says, fucking hell, he's so close to getting it. Yeah.
Benefit of their health and their safety, and they also tell people, you know, with the other things like the hacking and, you know, their identities being stolen, why it's so important to have digital identity. This all leading, of course, to the metaverse, the mark. All of this stuff combined is happening at the same time for a reason. So the outbreak is obviously numero uno on the list to get people to embrace this so we could see who's magic potion and who's not. I talked about this over a year ago, how you're going to hear more when they get closer to implementing this everywhere. You'll hear more stories about fake cards. You've heard people like, you know, NFL players and stuff faking the cards.
Procagom says, didn't he have a bunch of 2012 vids that he removed after nothing happened, or was that another conspiracy theorist? I don't know. I wasn't on his stuff prior to, like, I definitely wasn't there that early. Blackwing Hecate says, don't be absurd, Hannah. Call can't learn.
Which gets people really riled up who
Hydrate.
have the potion. You'll hear more stories like
If he said Mark, then yes, that's Mark of the Beast.
crazier ones that they'll make up that'll just be CIA ops, you know, to get people convinced that we need it to be digital, not physical, because people are able to.
1 second. Let me do something real quick.
To do this, and then outbreaks are happening, and we're never going to get past it, blah, 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 and we need to keep the unpotioned locked out. And we have celebrities even talking about, I'll talk about the celebrities who are talking about digital identity after, but listen to this for yourself from, what is this guy's name? Tony Blair, the former I think he was the prime minister, but just listen to this nonsense.
Than the unvaccinated. So both here at home, if we do have to adjust some of the freedoms because of the rising pressure from new variants, then it's important at least to ensure that those people who are vaccinated have the maximum freedom they can. And I think that could also be done for travel. If you're double vaccinated, it should be much easier to come in and out of the country. And indeed,
that makes practical sense. Rageology says, I just want to say that my contempt for Call isn't born out of snobbery. I'm just amazed that there is someone out there who is worse at life than I am. Same.
around the world, I think you will find that countries start to distinguish between the vaccinated and the unvaccinated. So in Europe, for example, they're going to allow you to travel freely within Europe if you're double vaccinated. You get proper proof of vaccination. I mean, actually, the NHS ex-people have done a good job in the NHS app, but we need to make that interoperable with other systems so that you can use this as proof of vaccination. You're facilitating it. So
why so many lapses? We get it. This guy is basically saying it should be easier to travel if you're vaccinated, and I don't disagree with that. Makes sense.
That is going to be just normal life for the foreseeable future.
So this is what they want for society, right? They want a digital identity. And celebrities like Reese Witherspoon.
Digital identity has nothing to do with what he's talking about. A digital identity is like Mark Zuckerberg marketing metaverse bullshit that isn't going to come to fruition in any way close to the way that they are projecting, because they're trying to do so in a way that monopolizes a sort of future version of the internet based entirely in virtual reality, which, frankly, I don't find tenable as a user of VR. I enjoy VR. Its gaming applications and experiential applications in terms of, like, things that are kind of like games, but more experiences. They're fun. I don't think you're going to want to surf the web in VR. I could be wrong. This could age very poorly. I'm not someone who's ever said I'm good at predicting the future, but just as someone who spends time on the internet, it's a lot easier to surf it, you know, on a laptop, on a tablet, on a phone, than it is to traverse virtual reality. Doesn't really make sense. KBS666 says, my contempt for Call is derived from my overall contempt for his sort of conspiratorial Christianity. I grew up in that kind of church, and it was awful. I'm sorry. That is unfortunate. Felix Night Owl says, did you hear that the feckless milquetoast granny herself, Nancy Pelosi, announced that she's running again in 2022? She was born in 1940. Does it ever end? When can millennials finally take over and put these trash politicians to bed? Even Gen Xers, honestly. Yeah, I don't know.
That's right. And you might say Reese Witherspoon. I've actually covered Reese before because Reese is very big into the anti bang bang, those things that go bang bang when you fire them, something like that they sound like. Very big against it. And I was showing, I did a video like 2 or 3 years ago, all these celebrities coming out and they're like, we need to do something, we need to stop it. We don't need these things in society. And then, you know, every movie that they're in.
Call definitely shouldn't have them. He's made active threats against me and Cirrus. So no, he should not have them. Nico Sphinx with 200 bits says, to contrast Call's transphobia, I want to share something wholesome. My girlfriend came out to me as trans recently, near our 7-year anniversary, about 6 years after I came out to her as a trans man, and I'm very happy that I can support her trans journey, just like she's been supporting mine all these years. That's sweet. Cute couple.
Even Reese Witherspoon in movies firing these things, using them. You know, it's the oxymoron ridiculousness of all of it. These people are just nothing but frauds. But anyway, Reese said, in the near future, Oh
yeah, Reese is into NFT bullshit. Did you guys see this? They got Reese! They got Reese Witherspoon with this NFT dog shit.
person will have a parallel digital...
Princess Mononoke says, I enjoyed this channel chat, but I can't do this call journey. See y'all again soon, I hope. See you later. To Fluffy Oreo, thanks for 10 months, says, bang bang is as incognito as this message. Bang bang for 10 months. Yeah, he's just trying to get around the YouTube algorithm thing. Poorly.
Identity. Avatars, crypt...
Okay, if you do that one more time, I gotta ban you. Seriously. Knock it off. I don't want any conjecture over who Call may or may not be. Not what we're doing here. If you do that one more time, you're getting banned. Tucker White says, speaking of NFTs, here's some new NFT bullshit. There was no link. I assume you're supposed to do the link.
Crypto wallets.
We'll do a bingo update after this vid.
Digital goods will be the norm. Are you planning for this? All right, so Reese is now prepping her for... More celebrities will be doing this. And I've been warning people about this. So they're giving it like the sense of, hey, are you ready? This is what the world's going to be like. Whereas I'm saying, be forewarned of what this is going to be like. Because this has to do with the mark. This has to do with the metaverse. This has to do with crossing over the technology and humanity. Transhumanism, all of it. This is the end game. That's what it is. And the celebrities are like, yeah, in the near future, everyone's going to...
NFTs aren't transhumanism. It's a Ponzi scheme. They're very different things.
Have a digital identity. Huh? And why is that necessary? Oh, right.
Here it is. Let's see. The next major trend in NFTs is to rent them out, and crypto landlords are making a killing. Oh, God. Why? What would the point be? Why would you want to rent an NFT? What? Oh, life is a nightmare. Austy Wasty, thanks for 7 months. Appreciate it.
So we can make sure we can, you know, keep the potion away from...
How's Ethereum doing? what a weird price thing. Okay, so it went up. Oh, this is all today. Jesus Christ. Okay, it's down. That's good.
From the unpost.
Sorry, stay on topic, stay on topic, stay on topic. Elman Otto says, please be kind and rewind those NFTs.
Etc., etc. Make sure our identities don't get stolen. All this nonsense that they're trying to push on everybody. Even have Forbes talking about the next evolution of digital identity in 2022. How important this is. Legislators have reacted to the pandemic-driven digital transformation of services with a wave of KYC requirements for crypto, mobility, and online retail for age-restricted products, to name a few. So, I mean, in 2022, I believe companies handling online transactions will develop more sophisticated approaches to identity verification that go beyond regular requirements and become a cornerstone for business, product, and customer service strategies. Okay? So this has to do with the mark. Remember, not be able to buy or sell. I know a lot of people believe that the potion itself is it. They're entitled.
No, it doesn't. That is Mark of the Beast on the bingo card. He's referencing the Mark of the Beast as depicted in end times rapture mythology. Call NFTs have nothing to do with that. NFTs, again, are a scam, in my opinion, run by a bunch of crypto bros who want people to buy into their Ponzi scheme. That's about it. It's not the Mark of the Beast. There is no beast. There's no mark. Not real, believe it or not.
Entitled to believe whatever they want. I'm not going to sit here. I'm not one of those people that's self-righteous and I'm like, this is not it, and fight them on it. They want to believe that they can. The potion does have everything to do with the mark, so... Rageology with 45 bits.
Stay on target. We're too close. Stay on target.
I'm trying.
In a sense, they're right, because, in my opinion, because when we, you're going to need to have that to have this type of technology, right? Remember, because the certain thing that's in it is going to be able to hook them up to this digital realm, so to speak, that they're creating. To have this type of technology, right? Remember, because the certain thing that's in it. And I'm like, this is not it, and fight them on it. They want to believe that they can. The potion does have everything to do with. I'm not going to sit here. I'm not one of those people that's self-righteous and I'm like, this is not it, and fight them on it. They want to believe that they can. The potion.
Let's see. Report. Harmful or dangerous acts. Other dangerous acts. Claims vaccines have microchips in them. Why does he do this to himself? I really don't understand. $8:15 is the timestamp. Stone Corbell says, Call says he's not self-righteous. He's the most self-righteous person I've ever heard of. Gearthin with 100 bits, thank you. Dirtger with 50 bits.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Speedy Ochi says, trying to think of all the things people have said that were Mark of the Beast. I know they've said scanners at the grocery store, specifically the UPC codes. I think maybe credit cards. They said credit cards. They said the RFID chips in credit cards. I don't know. You probably know more about this, Hannah. Yeah, there have been multiple things that they've said throughout history they thought were the Mark of the Beast. And by history, I mean like the last century, because this modern kind of like rapture theology is relatively recent in Christianity. This Mark of the Beast, biblical rapture. Don't get me wrong, Christians have been waiting for the rapture for a long time, but its modern conception isn't as old as you would think. Jamie Lynn says, by the standards of the Bible, wouldn't Call go to hell? I guess it depends on your interpretation of the Bible, I guess. You can kind of interpret the Bible a lot of different ways. But he's definitely a believer. He's just also really hateful and threatens people. And all sorts of terrible things. I'd argue he even takes God's name in vain, but he would disagree. I don't think it really matters, though. None of it's real. So, oh yeah, they thought Social Security numbers were the Mark of the Beast. Yeah.
does have everything to do with the mark. So in a sense, they're right, because in my opinion, because when we, you're going to need to have that to have this type of technology, right? Remember, because the certain thing that's in it is going to be able to hook them up to this digital realm, so to speak, that they're creating with the, the 5G, 6G, okay? The metaverse and all this other nonsense. And you're going to need to have an identity verification, which will be digital, in order to do just about anything. Banking, groceries, all of it, okay? And they have to create these events around it. So one of the things is obviously the outbreak, okay, that they've created, because they're getting people, we got to tell who is and who isn't.
He's doing
so
a lot of
keep them out
bannable stuff in this video. Wow. Starling CJ, thanks for 11 months.
The people who have it they should have more freedoms because they have it, and when the people who don't, those.
Call, it's about protecting others, and it's about protecting people from the spread of diseases. There's also a brand new variant that's being detected now that's even more transmissible than Omicron. Again, in part because people like you are refusing to get vaccinated, and you become little petri dishes in which viruses can mutate. So it's not great. It's not good. But whatever. I'm vaccinated and boosted. I feel bad for everyone who can't be for medical reasons, and for everyone with, issues that would exacerbate COVID if they were to catch it, and you people have blood on your hands. So, you should feel bad. I know you don't. You're shameless. But you should. Hydrate.
Bad people shouldn't have any freedoms. And then, of course, it'll go into hacking, right? Even here it talks about hacking, bank accounts, the hackers out there, the scarce of the hacker, right? The stories we constantly hear, Amazon was hacked, McDonald's was hacked. Well, this is all obviously done on purpose, because this is how they get people to want this
The hackers do it on purpose, but no, I don't think any company likes when their stuff is hacked, because that makes them look bad and makes their customers not trust them.
Digital type realm this digital identity, because they'll say it's unhackable because it's in you. It's a part of you, right? So
that's stupid and doesn't even make sense, Call. If stuff is in a database anywhere, even if it's connected to you, it's hackable. That's dumb. And no one is claiming that except for tech bro idiots and people trying to sell you things.
So they say since major markets like the EU have legislated requirements for crypto, decentralized finance has become the center of attention, while DeFi made up 75% of crypto apps this year. And again, I don't have a problem with anybody that, if people make money doing the crypto stuff. I'm not oblivious to what it is.
Oh no, Call is so paranoid about every single normal, benign thing, but he's fine with crypto. Of course he is. Of course, he has to be wrong about literally everything, so of course he's fine with crypto. Good lord.
I don't like to get involved in anything gambling related. In the past I've invested in stuff. It's just gambling is really what it is. People are like, no, it's investing. Well, you have the same chance of betting on a football or basketball game. It goes up or goes down. But the only difference is you can get out when you want. But anyway, a lot of people have made money doing the crypto, and a lot of people...
And even more people have lost it. That's how scams work.
People who are awake think that it's the way to stop the feds from total control. It's exactly what the feds want. People have to get it through their head. They want, the celebrities are beyond endorsing crypto. Tom Brady, even Reese Witherspoon there, Matt Damon, all of them. They're all endorsing it. They're not going, this is some crazy tinfoil hat thing.
They paid Matt Damon to be in a commercial. And I don't really have an opinion on Matt Damon one way or another, but when I saw him in that commercial, I was like, ew, Matt Damon. It made me think less of Matt Damon, not more of crypto. I think a lot of people thought the same. Speedy Yoshi says, trending on Twitter a while ago was, I have pre-existing conditions. It was a big thread of people posting pictures of themselves and saying their pre-existing condition and saying, it's not always obvious. We're not all in wheelchairs or overweight. I made the mistake of looking at the QRTs. Lots of them saying they were making it up. Some of them were saying they all deserve to die, and the worst ones, the lady who started the thread with her selfie, had a kind of pointy nose, so, anti-Semitism. Yikes. Why are people dog shit? Russian vids was probably Call. I had suspicions it was either him or a troll, but, whatever. He's banned now.
They would have stopped it a long time ago. They wouldn't even allow, you know, in any country, humans to have the ability to create a different currency on their own outside of what they're told. But again, that's what...
I mean, you could. You just have to convince enough people that it's a currency, which even crypto bros haven't been able to do, which is why you can't go to the store and buy things with crypto. Also, the technical limitations. It takes a long time and a lot of money to do any sort of crypto transaction.
What's scary about it is people have made money doing it. So
but if you wanted to go and be like, I have, I don't know, this bottle cap, and we're going to turn bottle caps into currency, and if you could convince everyone to start using bottle caps as currency, in theory you could. I just don't know how well that would work as a system, because there'd be nothing backing it.
So they love it, and they want to embrace it, and
they're watching the stream and commenting to Call about it on YouTube. Gotcha. Call fan.
I mean, it's perfectly fine, you know, if you invested and you made money, it's good for you, but, you know, telling people that this is, you know, not a part of the New World Order plan, you got to be nuts. The digital currency's never going away because it is the New World Order.
Russian vids, if you're still talking to Call and you're still watching this, tell him I said hi.
Their currency. Okay, whether it's all these different crypto type dollars and NFTs, or if they just decide to make one big one, whether it's Bitcoin or something else, and everyone has to be a part of that system, you know, they usually give you the option of different things all connected to the same because it's the illusion of freedom and choice, which keeps these people, these zombies, thinking that they're living, you know, in a republic or they're living in a free society when they're not. It's, you know, like I always say, it's like going and getting Kraft mac and cheese or Stouffer's, right? It's the same crap and it's the same chemicals.
I don't know if you know this, Call, but, like, Kraft mac and cheese, very different than Velveeta, and much different than Cracker Barrel. Up your mac and cheese game, my friend. Or make your own at home. That's also good. Blackwing Hecate says, I get that ad a lot before movies, and every time I'm concerned about having to rescue Matt Damon from someone again. Also, and then there's a link.
Matt Damon.
Matt Damon. Yeah, I've seen that movie.
One's more priced than the other, but it's the same thing. But it's the reason they do that, and they don't just offer one, because these are all owned by the same companies, in other words, right? They're all making the same amount. So you say, why would Stouffer's, you know, why would this company have Stouffer's and have Kraft, or whatever company it is, have Cheerios A versus Cheerios B?
If a company owns two, it's very likely that they've done some sort of anti-competitive practice where they've merged with another company that made the other kind of mac and cheese or cereal or whatever, but they don't want to consolidate them into one because then they'd alienate the fans of the other kind, so they just sell both in parallel and are basically in competition with themselves. It's monopolizing. This is not uncommon under capitalism.
Brand name one. Because it's the illusion of...
Yeah, in the Fallout franchise, bottle caps are the main currency because they're backed by purified water, which is a scarce resource in the series. Yes, I was just using them as a hypothetical.
Freedom. The money goes back to the same people.
You almost finished the fan art? Woo! I'm excited.
People. So they don't, you know, you'd say, well, why don't they just make Cheerios and just stick Cheerios out there because barely anyone wants to buy them? Because...
That sounds an awful lot like communism, Call. You sound like a dirty red commie. We live in the land of the free and the home of capitalism, my friend, where I can buy Cheerios, or Honey Nut Cheerios, or off-brand... Let's look at all the different kinds of Cheerios. Off-brand Cheerios. Call wants to live in a communist dystopia, where I don't get to choose between Honey Nut Cheerios and great value Honey O's Nut. Okay? I want to choose, maybe I want Tasties, Tastios. Maybe I want Honey Nut Tastios, Honey Nut Crispy Oats. What? Call, I will not live in your communist hellscape where I don't get to choose Honey Nut Scooters over Honey Nut Cheerios, you commie pinko bastard. Procagon with 50 bits says nut. And Overthought says communism. Yeah, Hannah mentions cheese for mac and cheese. And hydrate.
The illusion of freedom keeps these people free in their minds from realizing that they're under total control. So They're saying here anyway, in 2022, the technological innovations from DeFi will continue to create infrastructure for the future of finance as well as digital identities, point-based identity verification solutions that serve traditional financial. All right, this is just zombie kind of talk. I don't want to bore you to death here. But companies building digital identity infrastructure will likely take privacy, preservation, and trustless architecture concepts to serve consumers more effectively, right? And again, that's one of the things they'll ease people in with. You'll be safer. Okay, you won't have to worry about your identity. You won't have to worry about your privacy. You won't have to worry about having money stolen from your account or hackers, right? And then
people with NFTs and crypto get their money stolen at a much higher rate than people who store their money in banks. Like, crypto wallets are dog shit for remaining secure. Do a little research before you make a video.
Of course, the outbreak is really the predecessor to get everybody on board. Right? It's here to get people to go, we need digital passports. People go, yeah, we need them. So we know who has it, who doesn't. Can't.
Call knows passports are already in digital form, right? Like, you have a physical passport, just like I have a physical driver's license or whatever. But all that information is also in servers and computer systems. Like, if I get pulled over and a cop looks at my ID, he goes to the, like, cop car, scans it or puts in the number, and it comes up on his computer. It's already all digital. We just also have physical versions. TubeMan says, except in Fallout 2 where they use Republic's money, and New Vegas where each faction has its own currency.
Trust the paper slip. Might as well have it. And then we could make it easier. We can go into clubs and we could just automatically go in. We don't have to present papers. We have something scanned on our phone, which eventually will be in us. So we won't even have to scan it on the phone, because first it'll be the phone and everyone will go, yeah, but it's annoying. I got to pull out my phone.
We're all talking about the same thing. The only thing we're changing is whether you scan a barcode or slide a magnetic strip or tap an RFID chip or tap something in your phone, or tap something in your hand. It's all just going to servers somewhere. All we're talking about is where the thing is that holds the information that it's linking to. It's all already in the computers, Call. You work on the internet, idiot! How do you not understand how this works?
Okay, well, sooner or later, maybe it'll even be a purple light that they can see who has it and who doesn't. Ever think about that? Wink, wink. Uh-huh.
He's still obsessed with the purple street lights.
Right? Uh-huh. A UV light, and you can see who's got it in them, who doesn't. And they're allowed in because they saw it when they lit up under the purple light, just like when they do when you go to a club or a bar and they...
No, they don't, Call. They literally don't.
Shine that purple light on your license. See where I'm going? I got videos on my other channel, Fire Rises, about it. You should check it out if you haven't. Now you can see why, right? Can't really say it, but you should be able to connect the dots. So, celebrities...
Again, it's very weird to me when he thinks he's being subtle. Call, it's never subtle. Everyone understands what you're saying. Nick says, if you see a UV light, you'll see a lot of cum, Call. True. Brockgom says, but Hannah, how can ones and zeros ever be used to represent real information like a physical passport? That just don't make no sense.
Endorsing it, preparing you for it, I should say, more so than endorsing, because people went after Reese about the digital currency, and some liberals don't like it, which just shows you how stupid they are. They don't realize that this whole new world order that they want, this destruction of capital...
Call, again, she's talking about crypto and NFTs, which is a right-wing libertarian thing, not a left-wing thing or a left-wing libertarian thing. Brockgom says, but Hannah, oh, read that one. Blackwing Hecate says, so phosphorescence equals Illuminati? Apparently.
Capitalism is based off of digital currency. You know, just drives me nuts how dumb some of these people are. But they're going to start prepping people for this digital identity. Of course, this has to do with the metaverse, living in virtual hell, as I like to call it. And of course, going from 5.G to 666G. So I want to make everybody aware of that. You heard the Prime Minister and talking about it. This is coming. So be forewarned. Share this with people. Let them know. Again, a reminder to join the website at callfornuprising.com. It's $2.99 a month. I hope to see people over there. Please consider joining if you haven't. It is well worth it. The forum is active 24/7. There's great stuff being shared over there. I'm learning constantly from other people, and I love seeing other people's channels or what's going on in their town. You know, it's a community of friends over there. It's really great.
Anti-Semitic friends.
Environment. It's troll free. That's why it's $2.99. Otherwise, if it wasn't and it was free for everyone to join, you know, the kind of garbage that would be posted over there 24/7. You know, I've got a lot of people who are sickly obsessed with me for the
I am excited for like 5 to 10 years from now when we do get done with the 5th generation of mobile data technology and we go on to 6G, and Call will shockingly discover that after 5 and before 7 comes the number 6, and he is going to cream his pants over that because he can title so many videos 666G. It's going to be a golden age. Tea with Goblin says, "Ah, bugger it. I slept in and missed half the damn stream again. You're looking brilliantly blingy today, Hannah." Thank you. Tucker White says, "Wait, I could get an implant and never have to renew my passport or driver's license?" That's the weird thing. You'd still have to renew it. They renew it so they make sure the information is up to date and that your picture is up to date. Being digital wouldn't undo any of that. Doesn't even know what he's talking about.
for the wrong reasons, who just love to troll, which is perfectly fine with me. It doesn't bother me. I don't get affected by that stuff. But
seems like you do. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not mad. I'm not mad. I'm just gonna make a bunch of fake accounts. Okay, that seems reasonable. Procagom says, "If I'm ever put in charge of any kind of technological standards, I promise to include 666 in every single number I can. Every release number will include it, and you better believe it will be used in the actual data packets." Bless you.
But they'd be all over the website if I didn't. But they don't have $2.99 to join. Some do, but, you know, they join.
Call, I definitely make more money than you.
The second you notice they're a troll, they get
not that it matters.
Thrown off, and they lose $2.99, so they can keep doing it. That money, again, goes towards buying Bibles for prisoners and the homeless. So, thanks. And again, I want to remind you...
Maybe food. Maybe get the homeless food. They can't eat a Bible.
Check out my other channel, The Fire Rises. There's new content over there. Check it out if you haven't seen it. Definitely need to make sure you subscribe to it, though. Do it now if you're still here listening. I want to thank all of you for your support. Appreciate all you greatly. God bless you and your families. This is...
So that's another Call video. What else can we take a look at? Oh, look, a 5G video.
If you've ever had this feeling...
This is a call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show. I've been covering the 5G technology for quite...
Oh, yeah, we wanted to look at the bingo card. Sorry, let me check real quick. They can use Bibles as kindling, though? True. All right, bingo call sheet. Forced sterilization, population control as a motive. Tracking microchip implants. Hannah mentions cheese hot pockets. 5G. Satanic. Illuminati Freemasons. A call. Oops. Ah, shit. Sorry. Let me fix this real quick. I moved the wrong layer because I'm a genius. There we go. Better. A call for ban evasion. Call cites media from 20 years ago. Thank you, Nick. 36. Spurious symbology. 38. Yeah, he's shilling his website, so that's fine. Huh? Page 2. That's not how science works. Baja Blasts. Transphobia. '68, Mark of the Beast. 33. PSYOP. Did we do PSYOP? Hold on. PSYOP. 5G. Hannah mentioned she's hop. Okay, I think we're all good. Yeah, Nightbot's been down. It was down yesterday, too. I don't know why. Maybe I got to update something. I'm not sure, though. I believe that that is it as of right now. Cool. Okay, so Call is video on 6G. Very exciting. He just got done freaking out about 5G, and now that's rolled out, and it's fine. So, of course, now he has to start fear-mongering about 6G. I can't wait for the 7G saga. I think Frieza will show up for that one.
This is a call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show. I've been covering the 5G technology for quite some time. And
how's that going? Because, again, I have 5G. I'm good. I have 5G, and I've been vaccinated and boosted. And I'm fine. Crazy, right? Harold Elbowman with 45-bit says, I'm frankly astonished how ahead of the game by state Louisiana is on this one. Both my vaccine card and driver's license are available in a free app on my phone whenever I need them. We're full of nonsense, but never worrying that I forgot my card has been great. That's cool.
One of the things I want to cover is this newest advancement in technology, which we all knew was coming eventually anyway, with 6G technology.
That's kind of how generations of technology work. The G stands for generation. So 4G, 4th gen, 5G, 5th gen, 6G. That's how linear counting works. Blackwing Hecate says, raid time. Wish me luck, Hannah and Stannis. Hope you have a good one.
Because, you know, we have the 5G rollout coming. It was supposed to be January 5th. I covered that. And, of course, they said that there were no plans to halt it. Then after I did the video, they did say they were halting it and changing the date. But
wait, does Call think that he has any effect on anything? Does Call think they halted that because of him? That's an interesting delusion.
From what I read, it was supposed to be around airports only, but they haven't even made it clear if it was just around airports only. Some people are saying, well, the big rollout now for Verizon and AT&T is January 19th, which of course is 9/11 inverted, which...
9/11 inverted, so not 9/11? Numerology on the bingo card. It's now the 25th, by the way. So
you can't make up how ridiculous they are, and you know, it's just so obvious all the time. Everything just matches up, and people just think we pull it out of our rear ends, just trying to create some type of conspiracy when they.
Yep, that's pretty much what you're doing. Felix Night Owl says, in the several months I've been subbed, I've told you time and time again, Hannah, get you a grift. It can be the most mundane shit. You've got a unique voice, charisma, and the following. Make some money. I'm good. I'd rather be able to sleep at night.
Just constantly doing things by the numbers, through mind control, through repetition. So I will cover that probably before it happens on the 19th. But let's talk about this advancement in 6G technology and why it is extremely dangerous. I'm going to show you a really...
Wait, you think 6G is... I thought you said 5G was going to turn everyone into zombies. If everyone's going to be zombies, what's even the concern about 6G? Everyone will be zombies by then, according to you. It's almost like you know your predictions are going to come wrong, so you need to continually move the goalposts in order to scare your audience and to continue watching you. Weird.
Really important clip.
Does this count as a grift? Do we have a space that just says grift? We already did the space that's like shilling for something because he tries to shill his website.
Which will summarize this, which will make you understand it even more clear than I'm stating it, about the advancements in technology with humans and the merging of the two, which is something obviously I've been warning about for quite some time. Many have been warning about it for many years before I got on YouTube. And
many people are saying the best source. Goddess of Anubis with a link.
Oh, I'm not like them. I'm a businessman with standards.
Now it is here, okay? And this has to do with the magic potion, with people being able to connect to this type of technology. And you're probably seeing in the background on your screen the 6G advancement in China, where, I mean, this stuff is so ridiculous. When you really think about it, when you look at it and you go, oh, wow, why do we need this? But this is the...
because the amount of data that we transfer throughout the history of digital information has continually gotten larger. So as the amount of data we're transferring regularly gets larger, we need to increase the speed so as to relativistically at least maintain the speeds we currently have now for downloading video, information, websites, whatever, if not speed it up. It's pretty simple.
The type of crap that they use to convince these absolute imbeciles, mainly the dorks out there who are obsessed with download speeds and things like that, that they just go, oh, this is wonderful. They don't believe in radiation. They don't believe in anything that can harm them.
You understand that there's a difference between radiation and ionizing radiation, right? There's radiation around us all the time. The fact that you can see me because there is visible light on me means I am being hit by radiation. Visible light is a kind of radiation, but it's not ionizing radiation, which is the dangerous kind.
They literally probably think you could put your head inside a microwave and you'd be perfectly fine.
No, that wouldn't be good.
Because they can't see anything, they think that everything's great, that the government would never...
Does he think all... What? Oh, there's bingo? Where's the bingo? Can I see your card, JPL Black? Oh, there it is. Oh, the link is broken. Hold on, let me copy paste. I got it. There we go. Mark of the Beast, call for band invasion. Now science. Yep, you win, JP Black. You indeed win the bingo for the day. So I will write your name down, and then you can have me gift that to you when your sub runs out, or I can gift it to someone else. JP Black 79. Save. Beautiful. Congrats. So we're still gonna play bingo for fun, but that is the winner today. Again, congrats, JP Black 79. Stone Corbell says, dorks, call us out so out of touch that he thinks the internet is only for geeky, stereotypical movie nerds and not, like, you know, billions of people over the planet. It's even weirder because he literally does this on the internet. He has a website. Like, how would he ever think that the internet is only for dorks? It doesn't make sense.
Or do anything to harm anyone. So the big concerns with 5G and 6G are obviously the massive...
And he seems to think that all radiation is the same. No, Call... They're really, really not.
Amounts of radiation and everything else, the magnetism, all of the stuff that you possibly think of as far as radioactivity in the air, but also, you know, what's going to come as far as technology, which I'll show you in a second here. But
yeah, he does upload in HD, so it's very funny that he's like, why do we need to increase internet speeds? Call, like 20 years ago, your videos would have taken hours to load. What are you talking about?
This is the type of stuff that makes me pull my hair out when I see it, because
Oh, hypocrisy on the bingo card.
I always mention this with technology and how they just do stuff like, hey, you could download the Lord of the Rings box set in 10 seconds.
Call, they're using that as a benchmark because they are trying to explain to people how much data you could download. They're not literally saying people will necessarily use it for that. They're just saying people know how long the Lord of the Rings trilogy is. It's very long. I've never seen it, but it's long. So people understand that that's a lot of data. Because if you just said to someone, you can transmit 3 terabytes in a minute or something, people might be like, well, that's kind of abstract. But if you put it in more concrete terms, then people understand how much data you're talking about.
Seconds. Whoa, this newest discovery in China, not discovery, this newest advancement or breakthrough in 6G, 206 gigabytes per second. You could download box set movies in 10 seconds as opposed to what, 10 minutes? Oh my goodness. Don't worry about anything else with radio waves or anything. This is so much better. And then people just...
Yes, I haven't seen the Lord of the Rings trilogy. I'll see it someday. I'm not really a fan of fantasy. I'm just not, guys.
Just go, yeah, it is. Oh, because they don't have patience for anything anymore. Right? You see how some people drive sometimes? You're just like, you're not going to get much further.
I play D&D. As I've explained before, in the first campaign of D&D, I played a sci-fi steampunk character that basically fell into a fantasy world. And in the new campaign, it's more industrialized urban fantasy setting. So I don't like traditional high fantasy, let me put it that way. Nick says, Call, you're being bombarded by radio waves all the fucking time. I know, right?
Further by going 80 versus 60, you might save 25 seconds at the end. You're going to hit a light some. People are in a rush to get nowhere. The same with this type of crap, where people just think it's for their advancement. Now, this is the dangers of 6G before I get into what they've discovered and what this leads to as far as America goes and the world, because China is ready to be the... I mean, look, China is where it's at as far as the end times here. We see that the video I did yesterday with the fake sun, and I mean, really.
And Christians used to think it was Russia. Whoever is America's #1 geopolitical enemy at any given time, Christians decide is big in terms of the end times.
Really? And now with 6G, which we know they already have the capability, but they're going to be the ones who roll it out first. And it's going to be an absolute nightmare for their citizens. But take a look at this video with 6G.
Go cry to McCain Call? I don't even know who that is.
Radio communication turned its first page when Marconi transmitted the first radio signal across the Atlantic. With the endless frontiers of wireless, spanning 5G, we start wondering what 6G would be like. 6G will serve as a distributed neural network for future intelligence of everything, network sensing, and...
Nick says, I wouldn't have a problem with Russia or China having geopolitical power if their governments weren't run by complete fucking evil people. Yeah, government power and not being evil tends not to mesh very well, unfortunately.
Native AI.
Any kind of power, really.
Will become two new usage scenarios to fuse the physical, biological, and cyber worlds, leading to an era of connected intelligence. 6G will provide universal high-performance wireless connections with speed comparable to optical fibers. Terabits per second peak data.
I fucking hate these commercials, these like promo vids. They make me cringe real bad, and it's funny to me that Call gets scared of them. Harriest Nick says, guys, don't do the thing where you all go, OMG, you haven't seen X. We all love Lotor, but it'll only turn Hannah off to the idea. She'll get into it when she gets into it. Hi, Hannah. Hello. Steve with a Q says, we need a call site's marketing material as fact spot on the bingo card, right? He's the most gullible person ever. He looks at marketing material, which is effectively a commercial, and goes, OMG, guys, can you believe what's happening? It's a commercial from Huawei.
Data rate, up to 100 gigabits per second user experience rate, and sub-millisecond level transmission latency will enable truly immersive human-centric experience. Further integrating terrestrial and non-terrestrial networks, we can see, touch, smell, and play with family and friends from thousands of miles away. Even in the sky. Or in outer space. 6G will accelerate full-scale digital transformation of vertical industries. In future automated and flexible manufacturing, precise localization...
Is Call more gullible than Peter? Call is more gullible than in general. Peter is more gullible if it's something specifically Donald Trump says.
And deterministic communication will be provided to support real-time interaction between
they'll finally invent smell-o-vision. Smell-o-vision is a thing. It just sucks. Disney parks have some shows and movies at the Disney parks where they shoot smells at you.
Robots. Every thinking of network architecture is also considered necessary to enable massive machine learning and knowledge sharing among robots. 6G will continue the journey of connected everything initiated in 5G, but with larger variety of devices, new human-machine interfaces, higher density of connections, and native trustworthiness. 6G will integrate sensing with communication in a single system. Radio waves can be exploited to see the physical world and make digital twins in the cyber world. Such capability...
We get it. It's a commercial for the technology they're developing. We get it. They're looking for investors. Tucker White says, I don't know what annoys me more, that Call falls for this or that this looks better than what we're probably getting.
Offers autonomous driving vehicles ultra-high resolution and accuracy.
Best I can do is faster internet speeds so you can buy, rent, or no, not even buy. Best we can do is faster speeds so you can rent NFTs more quickly in the year 2070.
Weather conditions. What's more, high precision localization and gesture recognition will truly free our hands and make art creation anywhere, anytime. 6G will boast its native AI capability. Deep Edge architecture enables massive machine learning in a distributed and collaborated manner. Robots can thus harmoniously work and play with humans. Meanwhile, end-to-end machine learning will also be leveraged for customized optimization and network automation. 6G is the next horizon of innovations. The ambition of our 6G vision is to make our planet intelligent.
He's definitely going to point out that there's pyramids in this video.
Connected, sustainably developed.
Yeah, I like Futurama. Have I watched Disenchantment? I have not. Again, mostly because it's fantasy-based, and I wasn't interested because of that. I like sci-fi. I don't like fantasy.
Protected and full of vitality in all walks of life. 6G, the next horizon. From connected people and things to connected intelligence.
Pyramids. Evil! Evil! As we all know, our most imminent danger is, of course, ancient Egypt. I stole that joke from Linkara. TM Linkara 2006 or whenever he first made that joke.
One of the key things mentioned in that clip was the journey of connecting everything. And of course you saw how they used the pyramid, and what a surprise.
Called it.
That's right. I mean, unbelievable, but...
A call for being afraid of specific geometric 3D shapes. Tube Man says, the Deep State wants us to use 6G mobile technology. 6G, 6 is the first number in 666. G is the 7th letter of the alphabet. What's 7 minus 1? That's right, 6, which is the second number in 666. And how many numbers are there in the word mobile? You guessed it, 6. Again, the third number is 666. So 6G mobile or 666. Wake up, America. That was convincingly crazy. Call might just honestly completely steal that from you.
The journey of connecting everything, right? Intelligently connected. Those were trigger terms.
Zarek Shadow says, I know you like Marvel. Would you say the heroes you enjoy are more sci-fi based? I know Marvel has a lot of sci-fi and fantasy. Yeah, I'm more partial to the sci-fi ones, but like I like Thor, but more as a side character. Hey, no. That's your brother's food. Don't eat that food. That's your brother's. You have adult cat food that is too calorically dense for you. Kitty's getting fat because she keeps stealing her brother's food, which is for kittens, so it has more calories in it. Anyway, yeah, I like Iron Man and Hulk and Captain America more than I like the fantasy-themed characters.
In the clip that they talk about what's going to be able, what they'll be able to do with 6G. Now, the more that people go and boost themselves, the more that they're transforming. Humans will be able to boost themselves. What they'll be able to do with 6G. Now, the more...
What? I'm sorry. You should not eat that food. You are a pudgy kitty, okay? Anyway, I'm gonna report this for doing the thing. Hold on. Harmful or dangerous acts. Other dangerous acts. No. What did I just say? That is not for you. Now I gotta close the door, baby. Other dangerous acts. Saying vaccines have microchips and are going to use 5G, whatever. I know he's saying fix 6G, but...
more that people go and boost themselves, the more that they're transforming. Humans will.
Felix Night Owl says, good news, Final Fantasy is a mixture of both sci-fi and fantasy. You'd be playing a sage, probably. It's the only game I know of that combines technology and magic, like techromancy, kind of. Okay. I do plan on playing it at some point, the online one, because Sarah and some other people play it. Rachology says, Lotor, the books anyway, are very hard sci-fi of fantasy. The hard sci-fi of fantasy, as it's built up from real principles, ignoring the obvious like languages, the geology and natural history is all pretty much accurate to reality, even the seemingly crazy stuff, rereading it with a focus on those aspects, and having actually learned a lot by just asking why is X like this and looking up the answer. Honestly, if you do get interested in checking it out, I'd recommend the audiobook over the movies. Then I gotta read the Silmarillion or whatever, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to read J.R.R. Tolkien's fucking campaign setting guide for Lotor.
Will be able to connect on this network. They will not need watches and phones and those types of things, because a certain something in them will make it so that they can connect with these waves that are coming from specific towers. Does that make sense? They talk about machine learning in that video. They talk about the next horizon. They talk about the cars, the driverless cars, which I've mentioned for many years as well, which will be on a 6G level of tech.
Star Wars is more fantasy with some sci-fi aesthetics. That's why I'm a much bigger fan of Star Trek than Star Wars. I have the Star Wars movies. Like Star Trek a lot better, though.
Technology. Could it happen on 5G? Yeah, I mean, we already see it happening, right? We see driverless cars driving, even Pizza Hut, or excuse me, Domino's, one of them, has a driverless pizza delivery company, or pizza delivery truck, I should say.
I don't think driverless cars are really going to be a thing anytime soon that are actually safe, at least not level 5 like you see in sci-fi movies like I, Robot or whatever. That's Hannah, makes a reference to a movie from 20 years ago. Almost 20. But someday will they exist? Maybe. I don't know. I wouldn't be afraid of them if they were tested and actually worked and weren't run by a company owned by Elon Musk. Nick says, how the hell would microchips and vaccines work anyway? That's the fun part. They wouldn't. It's complete conspiracy nonsense.
We're seeing that, but as it becomes more...
You can come up if you want. Come on. Come on up. You just can't eat your brother's food. Come on.
More normal, they're going to need more bandwidth.
Have I watched Hitmonkey? I saw like the first episode. It was interesting. I'll probably check the rest out sometime.
They're going to need a larger network so that literally everyone will be driving in a driverless car. They'll take the ability of humans to drive themselves away, because they'll probably come out with story after story about humans. Oh, the car,
I mean, someday in a hypothetical future, if it was factually proven via a ridiculous amount of studies that have all been peer-reviewed that driverless cars are far and away more safe than human driving cars, yeah, I would prefer that then. Why wouldn't you do the safer thing? It's the same reason we force people to wear seat belts, right?
And in reality, car accidents, texting, and driving is probably more dangerous than the cough or the common flu, if you catch my drift. But they don't mention those statistics until they need to. And then when they need to fear people away from driving because they want people...
Yeah, current air quote driverless cars suck ass and are not that at all. So don't use them.
In the driverless cars, then they'll start gearing...
Yes, guys, I know. Trains good. I know. We're not talking about trains right now.
Bring up that type of mind control, talking about how dangerous...
Lou, no. I just said no twice. Ha 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 ha.
Dangerous it is to drive, and the rates, and they'll put every news story will be about that, so people will think that there's an increase in it, and then people will go, we really need to get out of the cars and give control to the technology, right? And then people will be safe, except for people like me who will get driven off a cliff if I ever get inside one, I'm sure. But these zombies will think it's one.
Delusions of persecution. That's interesting.
Careful about realizing that they're giving up even more control, just like with these electric cars, where they're giving up more control because you can't go as far. and you need to go and charge up, and you literally won't be able, you won't have freedoms with that. You'll have minimal.
What? Call? What? Rachology says, yeah, you do not need to read the Silmarillion. Even the author didn't think it was necessary, to the point that after decades of trying to get it published, he decided he would throw out the Silmarillion and write a new and more accessible versions of the stories in it before he died, and the stuff got published posthumously. Deadman XRPMX says the best quality Call has is consistency. Call, if you need to regularly drive long distances, get either a hybrid or just a gas car, but the technology on electric cars continues to improve all the time, and the range continues to extend as newer and newer versions come out. We're still pretty early on in consumer popular electric cars. It's fine. It's fine. Chill out. Hydrate.
Freedoms. You can go 100 miles within a radius and have to.
I don't know. The ranges are generally bigger than that from a full charge.
It's unbelievable. You won't be able to have gasoline even in your trunk, it's unbelievable.
TubeMan says, I'm more of a fan of science fantasy, which is a lot less popular. The most notable science fantasy settings are Star Wars and Warhammer, both of which have a problem with fascist and conservative fans, which isn't great. Sarcasm. Lou, that food is not for you. God damn.
The amount of control that they want, but we know that that's what they want. It's unbelievable the amount of control people are willing to give up because of mind control, but these people are so stupid it doesn't matter, right? Just like that clip. They talk about 6G. The clip I played earlier in the video on top of me talking, they talk about 6G, and they talk about how fast you can download and how fast we can do everything. They don't mention anything about your health, right? Because they don't need to, because this is a silent...
Because none of this has anything to do with your health. It's about mobile technology. Again, you people freaked out at 4G and 5G. Nothing happened either time. And now you're getting upset about a technology that isn't even available for consumers and won't be probably for another 5 years to a decade. How many times do you need to be wrong before you realize you're wrong about basically everything you believe?
More, they don't need to mention the radiation at all, because these people don't even believe it exists. They're like, that's, yeah, maybe, but, But aren't they the ones who are releasing it, aren't they gonna have to deal with it? Oh, you don't think that they're taking certain supplements and things like that to combat
Call, what supplements do you think combat radiation in any way that would be helpful in the scenario that you have posited? I really want to know.
Radiation or wearing certain things.
Daddy Sume comes in and says something I'm not going to repeat.
Of course they are. There's certain supplements that have been removed from the shelves that Amazon and all these companies have removed because the FDA told them to get rid of it, that help battle that help fight against radiation. I wonder why.
Wait, does he think horse paste helps you fight radiation? Overthought says, you mean you don't take your lead supplements daily? Oh my god, do you think he is talking about lead? Does he want to eat lead? Oh no.
Right? Just like other supplements that battle a certain something soft metal nano.
Does he want to eat lead? Does he seriously want to eat lead? Call, don't eat lead. That's bad for your brain. It causes you to be violent and stupid. Which would actually explain a lot. Is Call eating lead? Tucker White says, I'd spend my points to time out Daddy Sume for that comment, but some lizard person disabled it. Yeah, that's a shame.
That they don't want out there as well. Some things like...
Rachology says, to tie in... Rachology says, to tie the Lotor talk into what we're watching, in it, the main tactic the bad guys repeatedly use to great success is by spreading doubt and conspiracy theories so people act in violent and selfish ways against people who should be their natural allies. And Procagam says he licks the paint off of his house.
Knack, and, well, I won't get into the details because this is about the 6G and this they'll tell you it's an advancement in technology, but it's not. This is the demise of the world. This is the demise of...
Jalen Jean says lead poisoning over time damages the frontal cortex, causing issues with impulse control, mood control, sexual function, and more. Don't eat lead.
Humans. This is the merging of technology and humans. So the high-tech lab in China claimed that it's made a breakthrough, which you see in next-gen communications technology. The lab was working on a special government project on 6G tech in association with Fudan University and the nation's telecom giant China Mobile. The world has yet to see the potential of 5G and how it could change our world, which again, it's already here and it's already functioning, but the rollout is really going to be big here on the 19th if it hasn't already been rolled out on the 5th, which again is up for debate. I mean, some outlets, which you can't trust any outlets anyway, said that the delay was just going to be around airports, and then others are like, oh, they haven't rolled it out yet. It's going out on the 19th, so we'll see how that works.
Daddy Sume says, weird to see all these people happy to see me. This isn't like a family at all. Oh, that's sad.
Although the high transmission speeds and notable features of the technology, there does not appear to be a common world application that could put this technology to use in mass. The high deployment costs of the technology have also put a damper on its rollout, with operators opting for a slow pace until usage really picks up. That's not true at all. We already know when they tell you that this is coming, that they already have the ability to do it and to do it in scale. This is just about easing people in. That's all it's about. They have to constantly ease people in, get people more comfortable.
No, that's not how that works, Call. Technology takes time to develop. Deadman XRPMX says, but lead is so tasty, you can't tell me what to do. You're not my mom.
Right? Make things even better. But have them eased in so that they're used to it, right? With, like I've always said, like with beepers to cell phones, right? To, you know, with credit cards, the credit card to the chip, now to the getting it on your phone, getting it on your watch, scanning on a wristband at concerts and festivals instead of using cash. These are all ways they ease people into this. So it doesn't seem planned, so that they're comfortable with it. So it's not something out of the blue that frightens them, because by easing them, it won't frighten them, this type of technology. So when people see 5G and people will be getting sick and ill, they'll tell them it's something completely different. There's nothing to do with it, just like we see now at the outbreak. There's nothing to do with a potion. You're out of your mind. It's been 6 months now at the outbreak. Nothing completely different. There's nothing to do with it, just like we see now at the outbreak.
Probably Lannister says, that's my lead. I don't know you. Time to report again. Report harmful or dangerous acts. Other... making false claims about COVID. Implying it isn't a big deal. And that doctors are lying about it. Sorry, trying to type. Report.
There's nothing to do with a potion. You're out of your mind. It's been 6 months since they've gotten it. Oh, and they just suddenly have this type of failure inside of their body. Nothing to do with it, though. They were perfectly fine at that time. Oh, this is life, Call. This is what happens to people. They get, they get set, and you can't pinpoint it. Exactly. That's how they operate. You can't pinpoint it back or trace it back, because it doesn't happen.
Isn't it so convenient that all of my conspiracies have much more reasonable explanations? Occam's razor. More like Illuminati's razor.
But instantly, then people won't believe it. So the same goes with this type of technology as far as easing people in. People aren't going to see the effects of 5G because they're not going to be told about it. So then they're going to be ready for 6G, and people will be literally connecting to this because of certain things they're putting inside their body. So
Lily Love Stuff says, guess how old Call is? He's 100% has exposure to lead via leaded gas alone. My cousin who used to eat paint chips did grow up to be a bank robber, though. He used the city bus as his getaway vehicle. Smart. Daddy Sume says, hey, Hannah, seems like Jake is going to fight me for you? Oh, God.
Wait, Daddy Sume comes to my chat, too. So I already have Daddy. Daddy Sumo was mine first. You almost impulsively timed him out.
He can have you. I'm joking. We enjoy your presence here.
I want to get people aware.
Most of us. Some of us.
That the 6G, at least of this news, that they're starting to get ready to hint people at it as far as how fast people would download, and be aware of why, what's going on in the world today is everything to do with 6G. The metaverse, the human body, what's happening to the human body and the transformation, all of it ties together. And again, I have a video on Graph that's up on my other channel, The Fire Rises. If you haven't seen it yet, go over there and watch it. It's pinned below.
Procagom says, I zoned out and all of a sudden heard Jake. That snapped me back to reality.
Subscribe to the channel as well. I'll be uploading more videos about this so you have a better understanding of it. I hope you're all doing well. I thank you for being here.
What happened to 5G? It turned on and nothing happened, so now Call has to start fear-mongering about 6G. Because he was wrong about 4G and 5G, but he's on to something with 6G, clearly.
Here, let me know what you think in the comment section below. God bless all of you and your families.
Oh, why is Call the way he is? How about this one? What's this one about?
This is a call for an uprising.
Radiology says, I've got to go to bed and I have no idea what to do with the extra bits left over from the chunk I bought because I was vitally important to my mental well-being that you read Lotor Apologia, so here, have some bits, I guess. Well, thank you.
Welcome to today's show. If you haven't heard about this, China has the ability and has built an artificial sun. Now,
like a fusion reactor?
Rumors have gone around that that artificial sun has been launched, and there's video footage that I'm going to show you, and it looks exactly like what you would expect it to look like if somebody was launching a virtual sun. But of course, or I should say artificial sun, but of course, the outlets like Snoops or Snopes, the most ridiculous, anything that they say, just believe the opposite. USA Today, all these, like I've said,
all these sources that link the sources for their refutations ignore all their factual information. It's opposite day every day in Call's house.
Mainstream media outlets have come out debunking it, saying it was a space shuttle launch. I'm going to let you decide for yourself in a minute. But what they failed to mention, what's funniest about it, is that China has it's already well known and documented. They've admitted that they've created an artificial sun that costs over $1 trillion. Huh?
Again, oh, he did the huh thing again. I assume he's talking about some kind of fusion reactor, something similar. Again, I don't really trust anything that comes out of China because of the propaganda, but, you know, China does invest a lot of money into technology, so if it came out that China had invented a really cool fusion reactor, I'd be like, oh, okay. I would just need that verified by other sources.
Well, you say, why do we need one? Well, for starters, I mean, we already have the sun shielding going on with all the stuff they spray in the sky, which prevents the sun from actually hitting us, which prevents it causes a lot of problems, like not getting vitamin D and other things. And of course, while they're spraying us with chemicals and soft metals at the same time. But they don't mention in these articles.
Wait, didn't he just say in the other video he wanted to eat lead or something?
They just make it seem like it's some crazy conspiracy. They don't mention the fact that articles have come out even recently. New York Post, Washington Post, all these places have already documented the fact.
Cass, don't you eat that. That's also not yours.
The fact that China has this. They've shown it. China's admitted to having it. But instead they make it sound like crazy conspiracy theorists see this thing launching into the sky and say it's an artificial sun.
Call, why would they launch an artificial sun into space? Like, the only purpose for an artificial sun, in theory, would be to, like, gain energy from it. Why would you launch it into space? What would the point be? Probably Cthulhu says, no, Hannah, it's an artificial sun.
Yeah, well, they already have the capability, so it's only a matter of time before they actually do it. Or are you saying that they invested $1 trillion in an artificial sun so they could put it in a room and stare at it all day and see what...
Call, usually what people are referring to as artificial suns are like fusion reactors. That's usually a way of like explaining that to like people like me who don't have scientific training, right? And they don't just put it in a room and stare at it. They start it, and then ideally, once it's stable, if we can ever figure out stable, like, fusion technology, you use it to produce clean energy. It's not just to look at. In fact, you shouldn't look at it. It's a fusion reactor. Narnandia Owl says, ah yes, the artificial sun we can all see now. Oh wait. True! Wouldn't we be able to see it?
What idiot's dumb enough to go up to it and touch it and lose his hand? I mean, what do you think it's there for? This is the video footage of it actually happening, and this is what they claim was a space launch. Give me a break.
It's a torus that uses magnets to squeeze gas into a plasma, which gives off energy. Oh, that's cool. Okay, so it's a rocket launching into space, and the main thing you see is the light from the boosters, because it's very bright. That's how rocket launches are if you have a bad camera. Yeah, it looks like a video of a rocket test. That's what rocket test looks like. This would be doesn't understand how cameras work on the bingo card.
Yeah, it really looked like a rocket launch because every time...
It literally did. Yeah.
Every time NASA or SpaceX, we see these rocket launches, we see a huge circle the size of the sun going into...
Usually you see HD video on clear days for NASA rocket launches. Just saying.
The sky. That's exactly what we see, right? Actually, what we...
Please tell me this counts as fake sun. Fuck it. Fake sun on the bingo card.
see is just smoke blowing out the rear end of NASA and SpaceX, because that's what they are. We actually just...
How big does he think the sun is? I don't know. I don't know if he believes in space, so...
Just see smoke coming out of these things with a little bit of fire, and they zoom in, and you can see this stupid thing as it heads towards the ocean where it usually goes. But in this case, it was just going straight up in the sky like a sunrise is actually what it looked like. So where...
No, it didn't? Has Call seen a sunrise ever?
Where do we start? We start with fact-check viral video.
I don't know if he's a flat earther.
Video shows Chinese rocket launch not artificial sun by USA Today. Talking about social media users are falsely claiming that a viral video shows an artificial sun being launched. A Facebook video shared in January.
Yeah, Call. This machine that this guy is working on probably actually exists. Again, someone mentioned the thing, it ignites plasma and it gets energy from that. That's a separate thing from the rocket test. The rocket test is a rocket. This is a machine that stays on the ground on Earth because it's used for trying to figure out how to produce energy. They're two separate things. I don't know if you know how big China is, but they do more than one thing at once in terms of developing technology.
January 10th shows a crowd of people with phones gathered near a beach filming what appears to be an orange bulb in the sky. The clip generated so many views on social media, recently deleted Instagram posts, all featuring the same claim. The viral video shows a rocket launch that occurred in December, as independent fact-checking organizations have noted. And then the article ends, but they don't touch base on things like this. And not that the New York Post is credible, but here's an article from the New York...
Not that they're credible, but I'm going to use them anyway because it helps my conspiracy for some reason. That makes sense. That's consistent. Proctagom says, if China had the ability to make an artificial sun and launch it into the sky as a second sun, then I'd just give up on giving up to our Chinese overlords.
Pose.
Nightbot's down, yeah.
China's
Someone else will have to give you a link, sorry.
artificial sun burns 5 times hotter than the real thing. Oh, so they actually have an artificial sun. So they're making the artificial sun. Why? Because
for energy production. I'm pretty sure it says in the article, Call. Also, it's contained in a thing. You can't launch it into space and see it. If you launched it into space, it would still be contained in this apparatus. Don't know why you'd launch it into space, but if you did, it would be in a thing.
they're not going to launch it in the sky. They're making the artificial sun to, you know, like I said, they're going to put it in the basement where they're going to have a kegger down there with the artificial sun. Are they just...
Call is like really, really dumb, isn't he? Did he even read the fucking article?
Just going to invite people over to tan to get good tans, or to, I mean, what in the world would they be building it for if they weren't going to use it for $1 trillion, really?
For energy production. Okay, so Call, at a fundamental level, most energy we produce is just heating things up. It's trapping heat and using that heat to do work, and then storing that as energy that then be transmitted as electricity from one place to another. So if you can make something hot, then you can produce energy, right? It's pretty fundamental to how power works.
China's artificial...
Not all of this is that, of course. Windmills, solar energy, different things. But even nuclear energy, like, it just involves heating things up, basically.
The sun ran for 20 minutes at a whopping 70 million degrees in its latest experiment, which is 5 times hotter than the real sun. Great. Ridiculous. Just weird science getting weirder and more insane and unnecessary. Scientists hope the machine will help harness the power of nuclear fusion, which would bring humanity one step closer to creating unlimited clean energy by mimicking reaction that naturally occur inside the sun. Researchers have been busy running tests at the experimental advanced superconducting tokamak, a nuclear fusion reactor facility, to make its heating system more hot and durable. The facility is called an artificial sun because it mimics the nuclear fusion reaction that powers the real sun, which uses hydrogen and deuterium gas.
I think this is pretty insightful into how Call thinks, because his thought process literally must go, artificial sun? Sun in sky. Me see bright thing go into sky. Must be artificial sun, cause sun go in sky. Like, this is the level of, like... this is the thinking we're dealing with this adult human person. He doesn't understand a metaphor, or why they'd call it an artificial sun, or what it's used for. He just hears the word sun and goes, sun! Sun in sky! Bright light in sky! Must be sun! That's how he thinks in his brain!
Gases as fuel. I might be pronouncing that wrong, I apologize. Designed and developed by the Chinese, the East has been used... That's the short nickname, the East, has been used since 2006 by scientists from all around the world to conduct fusion-related experiments. But the project just hit an important milestone. Researchers managed to run the artificial sun at 70 million degrees for as long as 1,056 seconds, or 17 minutes and 36 seconds. So are we supposed to believe that they haven't launched it into the sky? And maybe they...
Call, why would they launch their $1 trillion science project into the sky? It's made to be on Earth to produce energy, you stupid bitch! Why, of course, why wouldn't they launch it into the sky? I heard the word sun. That's where the sun goes, idiots. He's so confidently stupid. Why?
They haven't. Maybe they haven't, but how, you know, you're going to tell me that that wasn't some type of an experiment? You're really going to tell me it was a rocket? I mean, really? Fine. Okay, it's a rocket. Then why don't we address USA Today and these other... Why don't you address the fact that they're doing this? At what point are people going to go, yeah, we don't need to be doing that. We actually have a real sun. Oh, I'm sorry. The sun isn't good enough anymore, folks?
understand what it's for. It's like he read the title of the article and went no further. Garo the Khajiit says, call, literally confused by the Daystar. Nick says, who's smarter, Call or the characters that licked the poop in that Samir Pavani video? Definitely the characters, because at least once they licked it, they went, this is poop. Call would keep licking it and be like, this chocolate is delicious.
We don't need the real sun anymore. We've decided it's a bad thing. Soon they'll be citing oxygen's a bad thing as they bring these things over to the other side, because I don't think they can live with oxygen, so they'll stick you inside the metaverse and have some tubes inside your body. And people always be like, yeah, the sun's bad. Well, they've been blocking the actual sun for long enough here with those things in the skies they call fake, what do they call them? Oh, thin clouds? Where, I mean, if you think they're actually clouds, you're out of your mind. You can see.
That's chemtrails on the bingo card. He thinks contrails are chemtrails. Adia Blue says, Strong didn't read the book but wrote the essay energy.
Come out of the rear end of planes and then spread like an STD through the sky. But the real sun...
So for those who don't know what he's talking about, airplanes, when they go through the air, sometimes condensation will, because of conditions around the plane and the temperature of the wings, condensation will build up on the wing of the airplane, and it'll shed off. You've probably seen this at some point. Airplanes with sort of cloud trails off of them. They're called contrails, because it's literally condensation building up on the wing and being left behind as it flies through the air. Conspiracy theorists take this very normal, regular occurrence that planes go through all the time because of physics and have decided that it's secretly poison. It's not. It's not at all. It's literally condensation. It's the same phenomenon that causes, for instance, when you have a cold drink, for the outside to get wet. It's condensation. Probably Cthulhu says, I think Call is a late surviving Neanderthal, to be honest.
And its temperature around 15 million degrees at its core, it says. I mean, if they have the capability of sending this up, or having this work for 17 minutes, that's what they're claiming to the public, then you know that they, I mean, you know how long that they probably really can run this.
Probably 17 minutes. I'd imagine the heat is a major issue that they have to contend with.
And, I mean, obviously if it goes up, it's going to have to be turned off in the sky or come down at some point at night, right? If that's what they're doing, if they're running experiments with it, because the sun doesn't stay up for 24 hours. For anyone that doesn't know, unless, of course, you're in a, what is it?
Does Call think when it's nighttime the sun shuts off? Does Call think when it's dark outside the sun has gone to sleep? Call, the sun is on all the time. It's always doing the sun thing. The side of the Earth you're on is just facing the opposite direction of the sun, and that's what night is. He doesn't know why night is night. Okay, interesting. Overthought says the son goes home to his son wife and asks why his son dinner isn't done yet. I'm so tired.
Like Alaska in the summer where the sun's up for days on end. Anyway, they say more than, I mean, look, a lot of people look at this and think, what is the point? And this actually...
Yeah, number 58 on bingo. Hannah is so exasperated, all she can do is put her head in her hands for a bit on... Yeah.
This goes back to more of this crap with energy and with climate change. With this thing that they're obsessed with, where they're telling everyone that global warming and telling you, oh, it's all-time record highs and heat. Meanwhile...
Factually correct.
While it's like -20 on the East Coast. And
how can global warming if cold in some places?
A lot of places, it's colder.
How can global hunger be an issue if I just ate lunch? Tube Man says, Hannah, obviously the sun goes to sleep in the moon, which was the same size as the sun wakes up. Adia Blue says, in a single rotation of the Earth sphere, each time corner point rotates through the other 3 corners. Time points, thus creating 16 corners, 96 hours, and 4 simultaneous 24-hour days within a single rotation of Earth, equated to a higher order of life. Time cube. Oh god, we covered the time cube before. Garo the Khajiit with 100 bits says, bitch, it was 80 on Christmas Day at my house. Yeah.
It's ever been in the last 20 to 30 years. But I don't know what I'm talking about because you're not allowed to actually look at temperatures, feel temperatures, and say, yeah, it's pretty...
Are you a thermometer, Call? Are you a thermometer that checks on average global temperatures year over year?
You know.
Bittergrin with 100 bits, thank you.
You gotta just listen to what they...
Oh, Hype Train started. Hype Train, Hype Train, Hype Train. If we get to level 5 of the Hype Train, I will teach our cats where night comes from.
They tell you it is even in your own backyard, even in your home. They can come to your house and say that, you know, your walls are bleeding. Like it's...
Harrius Nick with 100 bits says, sun-powered Hype Train. Nick says, for the kitty education. Adia Blue says, Hype Time Cube. MW1642 with 200 bits. Probably Lannister with 100 says, hype, hype, hype.
It's the Amityville Horror, and in reality you just have white walls with no blood on them, but they could tell you, and these people would actually believe it. They'd be like, oh, it is. I know what you mean. It's bleeding emotionally on the inside, right? Go ahead. Welcome 2022. So this is the type of technology they're running. You might say why. Well, here's a little video clip of why they want to do this.
Bumble Homestead, thanks for 100 bits.
Man has always worshipped the sun. It's perfectly logical, too, as the warm ball of light and heat sitting high in the sky.
Probably Cthulhu says, well, with an incentive like making your cat smarter, then Call, who can resist? 93% to level
fuels
1.
Life on this planet by producing the equivalent of about 1 trillion nuclear bombs per second.
Sweetie Bunny Mommy, thanks for 100 bits, says, love you, Hannah. And Discordant Vole with 100 says, we're about to have a conversation about the difference between dry globe and wet globe temperatures. I will be shouting.
Enough to power human civilization for 500,000 years every second. So why has China decided to build their very own artificial sun?
Dreb Mebin with 80 bits says, I'm sure you have an easier time teaching your cats than teaching Call. Probably true.
The need. Cleaner, better, more. It's no secret, the world's stores of subterranean fossil fuel stores are running out. The industrial age has seen an explosion in the global human population. And those people all need food on the table, lights on in the house, and be able to get from A to B. Burning coal pumps 50 billion tons of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere every year. And in such a relatively short time in our existence, we have effectively altered the climate of our planet.
Yeah, it's not good. It's real bad. Tube Man with 100 bits. That's from Chowder. Can't play it. Daddy Sume says, hey Hannah, Call is making me want to woo squeam. I want to woo make him Minecraft a walket. Swat I am dead. My brain cannot continue this agony waste of my bits. Jesus. Nico Sphinx, thanks for 100. 24% to level 2.
It's no small thing. There is an increasingly urgent need for a cleaner alternative to conventional fossil fuel-based energy generation.
Again, also true. We need to get off of fossil fuels. They're a finite supply of fuel. Period. They're going to run out. And even if they didn't, we have environmental issues caused by constantly spewing the results of using these things into the atmosphere. It's not good. Probably Lannister says photo of Hannah after level 5 hype train. Cute. And probably a Lannister with a link. Photo. No, I read that one. Sorry. Speaking of climate change, says Speedy Yoshi. Oh no.
One. So that
well,
one.
That's because there's no such.
Hard to sort out. The climate change one is a weird one. So that
well,
one.
That's because there's no such thing as climate, right?
Oh my god. I fucking hate those two.
Wind, solar, geothermal, hydro, tidal. All excellent methods.
30% to level 2.
It's to harness power from nature, but the yield just isn't there to replace current infrastructure and support the needs of the human race. The answer lies in the atom, E equals mc squared. It's an equation known by many but understood by few. Basically, energy equals mass multiplied by the speed of light squared. In layman's terms, there is an almost unfathomably large amount of energy contained within matter just waiting to be extracted.
Nick says Jordan Peterson was smarter when he was in his coma.
The history, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Picture a golden god in all their blazing glory.
Okay, I'm picturing Dennis Reynolds. Sweetie Bunny Mommy says get this train moving with 500 bits.
Dragging a fiery orb across the heavens from dawn until dusk. The sun rising and setting is a concept that amazed early man, and this description of a powerful solar deity tasked with ensuring the sun rises each new day could easily be from many religions around the globe.
Yeah, people tend to anthropomorphize natural processes because we are a social species and most of our faculties have developed in order to understand other people, other beings with intent, so it makes sense that when we didn't have an understanding of the natural world and in its place, we filled it with anthropomorphizing these phenomena. Why does the sun go up? I don't know, a guy does it. It's how our brains work. Probably Cthulhu says fossil fuels equals dinosaur plastic equals fossil fuels, plastic dinosaurs equals actual dinos. Stone Corbell, thanks for gifting a sub, 93% to level 2.
The Greek Helios, the Roman Apollo, the Norse Sol, the Hindu Surya. First, mankind wanted to split the atom. We succeeded, though arguably with mixed results. The tremendous
That's certainly a way to put it, isn't it? With mixed results. America's very much wallpapered over the fact that we killed a ridiculous number of innocent civilians with that, huh? Weird. Jacob Aces with 100 bits. Stone Corbell says, finish level 2, and finishes level 2. 80 a Blue with 1,000 bits says, we thought if we invoked the soul of Kermit the Frog into a gentle Canadian professor, we would create the ultimate comfy wholesome. We meddled with forces we did not understand. This summer, Peterson unleashed.
amount of energy released can then either be harnessed or unleashed.
And
51%.
Is this the crap you hear? You're like, yeah, that's a really good reason. They blame it on the industrial age. This is all about...
I mean, yeah, the effects of the industrial age. Well, obviously, the fruits of the industrial age have given us technological marvels. Not only has it, on a social level, created an even greater division between the rich and the poor, and alienated labor from the means of production, but also, yeah, the pollution aspect is terrible and is going to kill us all if we don't take decisive action. Gara the Khajiit with 100 bits says, even if burning fossil fuels for fuel didn't cause nightmarish climate issues, we'd still need oil to make plastic for stuff, so running out would still be bad. Gene the Scorn said, hi, hello. 58% to level 3.
What's coming, what they're trying to do. And this is part of Biden's Build Back Better. You know, look, I don't believe any of this stuff with the left and right. This is also, they can set up finger pointing at people when they decide to destroy things and say, look, you should have voted for the energy plan. No, we have no energy and all the power's out and all that stuff, and it's everybody's fault, right? Because
Call could literally be sitting in a shack in a post-apocalypse where 99% of humanity has been killed by climate change, and he would still deny all of this is happening. Thrashmio with 350 bits, thank you. And Sweetie Bunny Mommy, thanks for gifting 5 Tier 1 subs to the community. Much appreciated, getting us through level 3.
they're going to have something to blame on. Oh, the Republicans didn't want...
Yeah, I don't know why he's talking about China's fusion program in relation to an American political, thing, the Build Back Better. Probably because he thinks all world governments are controlled by the same evil cabal, with 3 parentheses that he would use to denotate that he is anti-Semitic. Look at this. Oh no, what is this? Yeah, I saw the YouTube NFTs thing. Baha sent it to me earlier. It's stupid. 86% to level 4.
And the liberals, it's all part of the show to get what they want and to do what they want, and that's what they're doing. They're taking trillions of dollars of people's taxpayer money, it's likely what it's from, and they're making...
Does he think the fact that government spending is paid for with taxpayer money is a conspiracy? Nightbot's broken. Pronouns are she, her. Thanks for asking. Call, that's not a conspiracy. That's just how the government works. 80 Blue says Ben Shapiro enters a bar and sits next to Peterson's daughter. Hypothetically, if we were starting an initiative, oh god, can we not do Chud Avengers?
Fake suns as if the real sun isn't needed anymore because, well, they're the ones blocking the real sun.
Call, no one's blocking the sun. Walking Trash says call for some reason. This is fine. DM Trey with 21 months says howdy, just had some kebabs, and Bittergrin with 1,000 bits. Thank you very much. We're at 57% to level 5. Are we gonna have 2 level 5 hype trains today? That's nuts.
It's an insane world, but they'll tell you again that that was a spaceship, and I'm not saying one way or the other.
It was a rocket test, Call. I don't even know if it went into space. At minimum, it's a rocket test, though.
Was the actual launch of this thing or not? But it very easily could have just been a test experiment as they prepare to do this, because they've already admitted, as you
Call, under no circumstance are they launching that other thing into space. It's not a space thing. Just because they're comparing it to a sun because it uses fusion or whatever, or because it puts off a lot of heat, does not mean it goes into space. It is a terrestrial technology. Steve with a Q with 100 bits says 5G hype train. Thank you. 61% to level 5.
Seen to having this. I mean, there's no secret. But these outlets just try to make it sound like crazy conspiracy theorists think that they're making a fake sun. These people are...
The conspiracy part is that you think a rocket launch is them shooting it into space for no reason. DM Trey, thanks for gifting a sub. Probably Cthulhu says, I need cat education.
They're crazy. What?
19% more and I will educate our kitten.
They have a fake artificial sun. It's right there. You can read about it. You can...
Yeah, they do. But they're not launching it into space because that's not what it's for, you idiot. Dernyal says, call makes me happy. I'm not insane. Astrofox says, cat school. Choo choo. 88% to level 5.
And look it up. So why wouldn't they launch it into the sky? You know, were they planning on just doing it and not telling anyone? Yes.
Call, why would they launch it into space? What are you talking about?
Probably.
Stone Corbell says, I don't know, Call. It sounds pretty crazy when you say that they are literally blocking the sun. And then 80 Blue gives 5 tier 1 subs, getting us to level 5 of the hype train. Apparently I need to educate our cat.
People get sicker and get less and less vitamin D and less natural nutrients and stuff from the sun. I mean, how do people actually... Who allows these people to do these things? You know, if tomorrow I was like, I'm going to make a fake moon. Or I'm going to make a fake Saturn. And
a fake moon would be called a satellite. We have those.
You know, because they love Saturn. And I'm going to launch it into the sky, or Venus, or Uranus.
If you had the capability to do so, good luck.
What? People would just be like, what are you talking about? And what if some...
Yeah, because you don't have the technological know-how, money, resources, or education to make something like that happen. Oliver, it's time to educate you, my child. Oliver. Okay. So, Ollie. Do I have a light somewhere? I guess pretend the camera's a light. Ollie will understand. Ollie, look at me. Son. Hey, baby. So, we're here, okay? In the United States. He does not want to learn. And the sun is over here. So when we're facing the sun...
Oh, gosh.
So when we're facing the sun, it's daytime. And when we're not facing the sun,
He says, no, mothers, the earth is flat.
Yeah. Yeah. What a shame. Would you put this back in the slinky, please? Thank you.
Trillionaire was like, I'm
ouchie.
making a fake sun. Does he have to get a license for this?
Have I ever told my cats my name? They hear my name all the time.
Right? Does he have to, I mean, to have this type of technology? But you know, oh, the government, well, they can do this type of stuff. Or these science labs, because it's in the name of science and it's for the betterment of humanity. Insanity is really what it is. Absolute insanity. So I wanted to make everyone aware of that. If you're not familiar, you obviously can keep doing.
Okay. I'll teach a PhD candidate about why the sun goes to sleep at night.
I'm just a PhD candidate in genetics. That doesn't
That's
mean
true.
I know anything
That's
about.
So, give me the...
Olive, you're back.
This is very interesting, groundbreaking science. It's only a few thousand years old. Okay, so... Actually, no. Heliocentrism is hundreds of years old. Not thousands, right? Someone tell me. Anyway, so we're here in the United States. The sun comes from this direction. So it's day over here.
It's not day, though.
I know. It's a hypothetical. Stick with me on this.
But it's nighttime.
Okay, well, let's do this then. Right now, it's nighttime. The sun's over here.
Mm-hmm.
We're in the part that the sun isn't shining on, and we're facing away from it. The sun's light can't get to us because it's being blocked by the rest of the Earth.
Okay, but, like, I can still see the light over here.
Okay, I understand that. That's not the sun, though. That's a light in the room that is scattering all over. The sun doesn't work that way.
Why not?
Because the sun doesn't have a soft filter over it like my light does. And it also doesn't have things it's bouncing off of, like this white wall.
But it bounces off of the moon.
Yes, it does. The moon is not very big.
It's okay, I'm cute.
Anyway, so then the Earth rotates as it's also revolving around the sun. It's at an angle. And then at sunrise, we're facing the sun. And then we get to see it because we're turned towards it.
Okay, but it is nighttime.
It is nighttime right now because we are over here.
Okay.
But
so then how do I know that we're ever over here?
When the sun is out.
Someone on YouTube's gonna watch this and think that I am actually dumb.
Thank you. And now we're all dead. Princess Amelia says, Oliver seems very much like a cat I used to have called Fred. He would let you hold him as long as he thought you needed to, at which point he would be like, you will let me go now. Felix Night Owl says, what happened to the Neon Hannah Reloaded sign light thing? I still gotta get it. And I gotta figure out how I'm gonna set things up so that it's visible. Probably a Lannister with a link says Ollie. And that catches us up.
Research on your own, but this is stuff that's going on in 2022. Tell people this 100 years ago, they probably club you in the face.
Sorry, everyone.
I don't really care what people 100 years ago would have said. A lot of them were racist. Felix Night Owl says, if the... Also, no, I don't think people in the 1920s, if you told them in the future we're going to build an artificial sun for energy, I don't think they would have beat you in the face. I think they'd be like, well, tarnation. That's not 1920s talk. Well, gee willikers, sir, that sure does sound... I don't know 1920s slang. You get it, though. I don't think they'd be upset. Felix Night Owl says, if the sunlight is being blocked from hitting us at night by the Earth, does that count as cancel culture? That Nifty was 50s. Can you put this back in the slinky? Thanks.
But today, we're supposed to accept it and think it's normal. It's insane. Thank everyone for being here. Reminder, check out the website at callfornuprising.com. If you have any more information about this, there's people who are sharing stuff over on the website. And if something that interests you, I definitely recommend getting over there, interacting with others, and sharing stuff that you know about it. I hope to see everybody over there at some point. I want to thank the patrons and thank all of you for your support. I appreciate you being here. Hope you're doing well. God bless you all and your families.
So that's another video by Call, demonstrating a further misunderstanding of how everything works. If you told 1920s we'd circle back around to flat Earth, they'd think you were insane. I'd hope so. Is there any other Call videos I want to do? YouTube. TubeMan says, I can't wait for mankind to discover a limitless form of energy and call it magic, bringing about a new age of technology and advancement, only for the US government to create artificial magic bioweapons called Gears, and the leader of the Gears named Justice to destroy Japan and bring about World War III. This is the plot of Guilty Gear. I've never heard of it. I've literally never heard of that.
This is...
No, that's the channel we were already looking at. Oh, he hasn't put anything out on his bigger channel. What a shame. Guilty Gear is a fighting game? That's weird.
Did you tell chat that Call, after you brought it up, changed the Fire Rises channel to call for an uprising again?
No. Basically, I called him a coward for changing his name, and then he changed it back.
This is the story of a girl who cried a river and drowned the whole world.
Alright, that's probably good for today. What do you think? We've been almost going for 3 hours. That's probably enough. Call. I'm sure he'll have a very even-handed, reasonable response to this video, because he's a very reasonable man.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm sure my dad would request you raid Riverboat Jack.
Sure. Alright. Have a good night, everyone.
Good night.
I will be back tomorrow for another stream. Oops. I will be back tomorrow for another stream, and I hope you have a wonderful evening. If you see the Call accounts on YouTube and Twitter where he's pretending to be me using my dead name, report him. That's about it. Any parting words? You look very pretty in that.
Thank you. Have a good night, everyone.
All right.
You're all valid.